We are live. We are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome to each and every one of you. My name is Dr. Tina D. Lewis, and I'm the founder of Global Women Speakers. We are just simply a platform for women entrepreneurs to share their message, sell their products and their services, and network with women globally. Now, if this is your first time here, I want you to hashtag first time if you're watching by way of Facebook. If you're watching on LinkedIn, then you could be a little bit professional about it. You can put first timer, right? If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hashtag first time. I would love for you to share this episode, share this stream, share it, share it, share it. And I want to tell you why. Not because I want you to share it, but because the information that these experts, these masters are going to share today will be, listen, pivotal, life changing, transformational. They will be something that they will need in their business to catapult their 2024. Yes, there are 90 days left, and what's getting ready to happen is going to be explosive, literally. I don't know if you've ever visited Sunday Speaker Series. This is our 40th episode. 40th episode. You know how it started? I'm going to share with you how it started. Last year, 2022, I'm like, you know what? Listen, I want to do something with the women. I wanted women to fly from all over. I was going to have a huge event that it was going to cost me more than $35,000 to $40,000 to put on. People were saying, Tina, I want to come, but I can't. It's last minute, etc. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it virtual. I'm going to do it virtual. And so we did it virtual. And what started off to be a 2-hour event, it ended up being, ready? Not 2, not even 6, not 8, not 10, but 14 long hours. Yes, 14 hours. Could you imagine? Nothing but women chiming in, sharing their business, their strategies, their secrets to their success. And of course, I had some of my mentors pop on because I'm like, hey, listen, these women are here. They're showing up like never before. And I want to bless them. And so we had Les Brown pop in. He stayed, I thought he was going to stay for 15 minutes. No, he stayed for 3 hours, giving tips about speaking, about coaching. Not only that, we also had, we had Eric Zuley, who was known as the young Dick Clark. He started social media way back in the day, and he has a network called Easy Way Network. It's amazing. We also had Derrick Harper. Derrick Harper has, 25 businesses, and 3 of them are 8-figure. 8. Can you say 8-figure? So do you think he knows a little something? Yes. And we also had my friend Kate Hancock, who took $20 and turned it into $20 million via Amazon arbitrage. I share that with you and give the disclaimer that the women that you're about to hear from right now are no different. They are bad. They are powerhouses. Listen, they're bad to the bone. Each and every one of them, whether it's product creation, whether it's finances, whether it's mindset, whether it's a real estate, whether it's coaching, mentoring, or simply whether it's just simply being in existence. Because I'm here to tell you, each of these women show up in every single room like they were meant to be there and as if they have a contribution. And I would like to take this time now to just say thank you, thank you, thank you for being here on our 40th episode of Sunday Speaker Series, sponsored by Global Women Speakers, the #1 platform for women to share their message, sell their products and their services, and network with women around the globe. I am Dr. Tina D. Lewis, and I am going to move to the back. And what I want to do now is I want to bring up some of the ladies. You know, they are going to share with you who they are, but right now I just want to bring them so you can see their beautiful faces. I'm going to bring them to the forefront right now. We're going to have Angela Duncan come up. We're going to have Stephanie. We're going to have Rockhan. And I just wanted to bring them up really quickly. So take a look at these beautiful faces. I promise you, you're going to see them either on magazine covers, billboards around the globe. You want to take notes. Write down their name, write down the name of their businesses, because what they give away and what they're contributing today. Let me tell you why I say contribution. Because no one's being paid to be here. They are taking time from their families, from their self-care day, from their peace day, from their holy day, whatever day you want to call it. They are giving, they are contributing. And I believe that at every point in all of our lives, we must get past a point of simply making money and being successful and truly start living a life of significance and contribution. And so, with that being said, I am going to turn it over and say hi to these ladies. We have Roxanne. Roxanne,
Hey,
hey, gorgeous. How are
how
you?
are you?
Tell them your name, where you're from, and what you do.
Hi, I'm Rakshan Syed, and I live in Peoria, Illinois. I am an author of the book Emboldened Women Unapologetically Me. I'm also a senior director in a Fortune 100. I've been 25 years in this IT and digital space. I'm a lawyer as well as an interior designer, along with being an author.
Wow. Did I tell you the women were going to be powerful? Did you hear attorney? She's a lawyer, right? She's an author, and she is the catalyst of a movement called Emboldened Women. But not only that, did you hear something else? Yes, she has been in IT for 25 years. She's also going to be one of the co-authors of Global Women in Tech. She is unbelievable. I met her back in January or March when we first started the Sunday Speaker Series, and we've been following her ever since. So you're going to hear more about her, her movement, and what she has to offer coming up next.
Thank
Now we
you.
have Stephanie. Stephanie Hill, OMG. Talk about vision. I'm a firm believer of vision, of writing your vision and making it plain. I'm a firm believer about you being able to see it, touch it, taste it, and feel it. I was telling Stephanie, hey, listen, I remember when I got my Tesla, right? A Tesla SUV, Falcon doors. I absolutely love it. I don't think I will ever have another. Well, I don't know. The Bentley SUV looks kind of nice. I don't know. But I have the Tesla. I absolutely adore it. I didn't get it to be eco-friendly, so that's a disclaimer. I got it because it was just sexy to have those Falcon doors come up like this. That was just so cute. So I told her that I went to get the Tesla and I was denied. I was denied financing. Tesla
Mm.
didn't have outside financing at the time, and I was denied financing. And I was so disappointed, but I told them in my Arnold Schwarzenegger voice, I'll be back. And I literally, that was in March. I went back in August and I got it. And I took a film crew with me because I'm like, I got to show them about perseverance. I got to show them about manifestation. I got to show them about what happens when you be laser focused and you operate in faith and not fear, when you know that a delay is not a denial. And so that's exactly what I did. So Stephanie, she has something called My Vision Board. Oh my gosh, Stephanie, tell them about it. Take it away.
Hi, everybody. I am Stephanie Hill in Chege. That in Chege, I know it's a little hard to pronounce, but I help Christian clinicians and coaches to elevate their practices with transformative vision building workshops and profitable business launches. So I'm excited to be here. I'm also an author. I'm an inventor because we do have my vision board kit, the first of many inventions coming. I am a clinician, and most of all, I am a woman after God's heart. So I'm excited to be here, Tina. Thank you. I can't wait to share my
Woo!
vision.
Mic drop, mic drop. OMG. Attorney, IT, inventor, therapist. Now I'm going to turn it over to the Empower Her queen, Angela Duncan. Over to you. Tell us who you are, what you do.
Hi, thank you, Dr. Tina, for having me on today. I'm super excited to learn from these other powerhouse women, and I very much appreciate being here. Yes, my name is Angela Duncan. I am a serial entrepreneur. I have built and exited several companies, and I launched a new brand this year called Empower Her Money because I know that God is putting me on this path. He wants me to help empower women about their money, teach women to take control, master their money, and have financial freedom. I'm also a best-selling author. I have a podcast that I'm super excited, just got picked up by Roku and Amazon. So yeah, just, this is just amazing time of life.
Absolutely. And she's so humble. I can tell you that. She's really humble because she says she's built and exited several businesses. What she left out was built and exited seven-figure businesses. So anyone can build, a business for 10 days, 2 days, 6 months, a year, but she's built and exited 7-figure business that she invested her time, her energy, and her resources in building and successfully exited those. So you're going to hear from all these ladies. I have some other ladies in the background, in the green room, if you will. You do not want to go away. And so thank you, Roxanne, for being here. We appreciate you. The ladies cannot wait to hear from you later on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Stephanie, wow, inventor, author, and so many other things. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We cannot wait to hear from you. So listen, I want you to look at their name that you see displayed on the screen. I want you to go follow them on any social media platform, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Go follow them on Threads. Go follow them on TikTok. Just go follow them. I can tell you this. They're just going to give you a tip of the iceberg today on Sunday Speaker Series. But if you follow them, you never know what you will get. You never know. Like Forrest Gump says, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. These ladies are experts and masters in their field. And I can tell you this, they are not just like-minded, but they're like-hearted. And that's why we have aligned with them with Global Women Speakers. So Stephanie, thank you, thank you, thank you. Angela, all the way from the MIA, Miami, from the West Coast to Miami. And so I am going to actually just say thank you for being here. I know it was a sacrifice. Empower Her Money. I just read the book, literally read the book 2 days ago after I landed here on the East Coast. I read it all. I devoured it. I even circled some of the things. I took photos of them because I am going to put those in my stories. They are powerful. They are powerful. So Angela, thank you so much for being here. I want to bring up Crystal Gifford. Crystal, how are you?
Hello, Tina. I'm so excited to be here today. Thank you.
Yes, you're simply amazing. Crystal, how long have I known you?
I think we're more than a decade. I think over 12 years. Like way back when we were figuring ourselves out.
Absolutely, right? And we have always been entrepreneurs, and that's what I love. I love the people that come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And I know for a fact that Crystal is one of my lifetime friends. We've been there for each other through thick and thin, through trying to figure out what we're going to do next, through doing nothing at all. Right?
Yes.
So she is the queen of money, like literally. She's the money doctor. She can't run away from that. She is the money doctor. I can tell you, I've learned some of my most strategic strategies when it comes to finances from Crystal. And I'm going to say this, it's not that I was ready for them. I learned them and put them in a file in the back of my head. Because some of them, I was like, I don't know what she's talking about, a budget. I'm not creating a budget, right? And then I got so far in debt, I'm like, I need a budget. And now Crystal has a school. I can tell you this. You don't always have to come up with something brand new. Sometimes you can look at something that needs that just needs some paint, need new plumbing, just need to be redesigned, reimagined. And that's exactly what she just did with college. And so if you have a teenager, if you are I would say an administrator or a leader of any organization, I want you to listen to what Crystal has to offer. Or if you are a teenager and you're like, I don't want to go to college, it's okay. It may not be for you. I want you to stay tuned, and I want you to listen to the Dr. Crystal Gifford all the way from Cincinnati, Ohio, who said, I don't want to be here. I'm too big for this city. I am moving. And moving she did. She's traveled the world. She lived in San Diego, California, to Miami, and now she's just living her best life with College Reimagined. So, Crystal, I am going to move myself out of the way and move you to the forefront. Ladies and gentlemen, the next voice you will hear will be none other than the Dr. Crystal Gifford from College Unimagined. Crystal, over to you.
Thank you so much, Tina, and welcome everyone. Thank you for tuning in today. What a wonderful thing Dr. Tina has done here and created a powerful place. Women supporting women. Like, where can you get that in the world? And thank you for that. Thank you for inviting me here today. Thank you for all the ladies who are going to be speaking later. I look forward to hearing you and even listening back in the replays to all your wisdom, because I know it's so much that it'll be worth reviewing again and again. And I am so excited to be here and happy to be with you today because I do have a message. And today I am overflowing. I am absolutely just overflowing with abundance, with joy, with love. And it's all because I have accepted a calling. And after 22 years being a college professor in finance and economics, building systems to teach finance and money all around the world, it's time. And I have found that the education system, I have had this mantra all along, like if we just adjust it to fit the students, we're going to get there. And so over the last couple of years, I've been building and developing. And in the last 2 months, divine forces have taken over and we're enrolling, and students are coming to us and they're sharing their mission, they're sharing their purpose, they're sharing their passion. And one of the things that I really like to think about, Dr. Tina asked me to think about questions that I would want to answer and that maybe you'd want to hear from me. And the first one is really like, what is the problem that you're solving in the world? We love to talk about purpose and mission and go from love, but is it solving a problem? And for me, that problem was higher education just wasn't quite meeting, ironically, our brightest and best students where they were. And because they didn't fit in a box, they were told they were wrong. They were told to sit down and be quiet. And they've said no. And Gen Z, I'm so in love with this generation that's coming up, and I feel it welling up inside of me to get a hold of them. And my own problem that I feel like I'm solving is every day I get up and say, how, Crystal, can you be in a more full expression of yourself, your true self, than you were yesterday? And if I could say that mission for the world is to ask all of you, what could you do today? Just one small thing that allows you to step up into the fullest expression of yourself, not someone else, not the way someone else did it, not because you owe somebody or because you should or because you could, but because, you know what, it's Sunday and we're here. Why? Because there's something inside of us that says, I've got to go. I must go. I cannot stop until I get there, until I make that impact, till I solve this problem for me and for the people that I'm here to serve. So I invite you to step up, to be in service, to allow yourself to do that. And we have such beautiful representation of faith on this call today. And I can't ignore that. I want to speak to that in this moment. What does faith mean to you? Because it doesn't have to look like everybody else's faith. It doesn't have to demonstrate or be even public at all like everyone else's faith. What faith means to me is that I keep on seeking, that I know within me so deeply, so intensely, so powerfully that everything is working out for my good because I am after my calling, because I'm showing up every day being the best me. And some days the best me I can be is not so great, but I love her too. And every day showing up. And faith to me means that knowing, that certainty that something bigger than me is guiding me, is leading me, is taking my hands, taking my feet, and allowing them to move forward in the power and the passion of what I come to do in this planet. And some days I don't have passion and I lean in to that divine and say, you got to help me today because I don't know how I'm going to do it. And somewhere, somehow, some way, these moments keep coming and somehow we just keep showing up. And I want to finish out with this final piece, which is, at College Reimagined, we have redesigned what learning is. We've taken the textbooks and the lectures and the study halls out, and we've put in life labs, and we've put in mentorship, and we've put in entrepreneurship and the ikigai and learning who you are and finding out where is your place in the world. And what I want to invite you that I could leave you with today from that curriculum that we offer these 18 to 25-year-old young people who are just getting started in life is that what can you do? What one small action, little thing, don't make it a big deal, just one small action that signals yes. Yes to your divine, yes to what you believe in, yes to your calling, yes to your ideas, yes to your momentum, yes to your power, yes to your voice. What one thing today can you bring forward that will allow you to step up, to say yes to you, to say yes to the world in the way you're called to serve. As Dr. Tina comes back to get us ready for the next speaker, I just want to give you a moment to reflect on that question. You're going to have a lot of great people coming through here today, and they're going to give you so many nuggets and so much juice. What one small thing can you hold on to and don't let go until you get your transformation, and go with it? Because that, my love, is where your true, full expression of self will be found. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So that was powerful, Crystal, for multiple reasons. I want to go back and I want to talk about a school for 18 to 25-year-olds. Is that, did I hear that correctly?
You did. That's right. We are working with young adults who are looking to get started in life, who either didn't choose college or they did, and college just didn't quite work out.
Right. Absolutely. Honestly, I wish I had something like that. Right. But times have changed. Right. There's been a huge pivot, global pivot, if you will. We were taught to go to school, get those good grades. So you got your good grades through K through 12. And then in the 12th grade, by the 10th grade, you were looking at colleges and preparing for that. I just remember I wanted to be a surgeon. I wanted to create something, cure something. I wanted to be something big. And I just remember preparing for it through SATs, through taking extra courses, through being a part of the academic decathlon and all of those things. To be an engineer. I wanted to be a doctor, but my parents wanted me to be an engineer. I was good with math and science. I love math. I love differential equations. I love all of those things. And they were prepping me to be an engineer, but I was prepping myself because I kept looking at the prerequisite for each. Engineer, medicine, it was kind of the same, right? So they thought they were prepping me to be an engineer. And going into high school, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be a doctor. And they were like, you're going to be an engineer. I'm like, okay, yeah, no problem. But I didn't go straight to engineering from there. I got pregnant at 18, my first year in college, my first time indulging in the activity. I got pregnant and I was like, you know what? At this stage, I'm going to do what makes me happy. So my third year in college, almost done with engineering, I said, I don't want to do this again. And it only happened for me, Crystal, when I went into McDonnell Douglas for engineering. And I remember saying, I hate this job. Like, I hate this job. Everyone had pocket protectors. It was boring. And one of the guys named Stephen Lee, I would never forget him. He said, well, I'm like, I hate this job. He said, well, why are you here? Why are you here? Those 4 words changed my life, because you know what I did? I left and I never went back. I left and never went back. And that still rings into my ear today. Like, if there is something that you do not want to do, I want you to think about it. Then why are you there? Then why are you there? And so, Crystal, if I would have had something like that for 18 to 25, I would have become laser focused on who I wanted to be, not what other people wanted me to be, including my parents. And I would have been that surgeon by now.
Yes, our first leg of the program is called Paid to Be Me. We're not messing around with a midlife crisis on this campus. We're like, we're solving these problems now. We don't get you to 40. My business partner's been solving this with entrepreneurs. Okay, I want to do something totally different because I did what everyone else wanted of me. And here they are in their 40s, their 50s, and basically crashing their lives just to be able to start over. And we said, what if we solved this at the beginning?
Yes.
What if we got them clear at the beginning? What can this world achieve when from the beginning we're empowering people in their gifts, in the youth with all that vigor and all that energy? And let's give that to the world instead of nothing against corporate America, but some of us have juice to give elsewhere.
I thoroughly agree 1000%. It reminds me of Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. One of them is begin with the end in mind. And a lot of us, we don't have the end. So we don't begin with the end in mind, right? We just begin and let other people lay the the tile or the footsteps to where we're supposed to go. And I love the fact that you're taking 18 to 25. I think that's where it's needed the most. And so I thank you for the work that you do. I thank you for just being available. I know you're in a meeting right now about College Reimagined. And so if someone wanted to get more information or they wanted to enroll in College Unimagined, how would they do that, Crystal?
Thank you, Dr. Tina. So we have our website, collegereimagined.com. And if you go there, you can actually enroll for one of our open houses. And that's really the best way to get to know us, learn what we're doing. We have some live events during the week. So come ask us questions or watch the recording, digest it, and then reach out when you're ready to apply.
That is awesome. It's right on the bottom of the screen that you can see at collegereimagined.com. And Chris, I have a question. I know it's for 18 to 25-year-old, but what if someone is 35 or 55? If they wanted to enroll, are they allowed?
We get that question all the time. We are working on that for all of you because we love you. And I think that's going to become a very quick spinoff because I can't tell you how many times a day I get that question. So the parents are in, the grandparents are in. Now we're just getting if we can ask for anything, it's let the young people in your life know that there's another option besides college or trade school, and have them take a look, because the parents get it. The grandparents are getting it. Come to our open house. You'll see. But these young people, they just don't know. And for good reason, they're a little bit waiting to make sure, like, are they going to try to trap me or something? Yes. And so much fun to just serve that age group and to watch those eyeballs light up and the core of them pop open and begin to sprout into, I'm excited for where it's going to take them and what we're going to see. Thank you so much for sharing.
Hey, this sharing just started. All I can tell you is that we're going to make sure that any 18 to 25-year-olds that we encounter as an organization here at Global Women Speakers, we will definitely make sure we say, hey, what's your college of choice? And we're going to say, check out College Imagined as well. And so for people who want to come, are there scholarships?
We actually are working on some scholarships, but what we have instead is some creative financing where the student takes control. And part of the one-year curriculum with us is teaching them how to finance something, plan for it, set that spending plan. We call it spending plan on our campus, Dr. Tina, and move forward and prepare so that they're able to pay that off by the time that they leave us, because they have to earn money. That's part of their graduation requirement.
Wow. And wow. Like that's huge. Please check out College Reimagined. And I recommend College Reimagined without any hesitation for multiple reasons. Crystal is not someone who woke up and said, this is a good idea. This is what I want to do. No, she has years. She's a college professor. She's a college professor. She's made multiple millions. She still makes multiple millions. And if you're going to allow your children to be under the shepherd or under the care of anyone, it will be someone who's been there, who's done it. I always share, you can't lead where you've never been. You can't teach what you don't know, and you can't give what you do not have. So Crystal, thank you for being here. I am honored. Listen, I want to go back and be 25 just so I can enroll in College Reimagined. Matter of fact, next time I'm in Miami with Angela Duncan of Empower Her Money, I am going to stop by. I think Angela and I are going to have to come. We're going to have to stop by. Yeah.
Hi, Angela. I'm a Miami person too, so maybe we'll end up intersecting in real life.
Oh, no, absolutely. You guys will. We're going to have an event there. Matter of fact, Angela, I'm not going to share it, but she's having an event in November. And so you guys really need to connect, because when you're going to talk about money, I think she can be one of your staff. So thank you. College Reimagined. I want you to give some hearts, some explosions, some emojis for Dr. Crystal Gifford, all the way here from Miami, simply of College Reimagined. And she is living proof. She's a testimony that you can always take something that's already in existence and make it better, improve it. Someone improved the buggy. They put an engine on it and they called it a car. Right? I love it. Crystal, thank you for your time. I do not take it lightly. Thank you for being there. And so for those of you who want to get in contact with Crystal, go ahead and go to College Reimagined. College Reimagined. I know some of you are like, I've always reimagined college, right? You may have said, it's not for me. You may be 18 or 19 and never really thought about college, this is something for you to explore. Don't let finances or your current situation stop you from making a long-term decision. It's totally worth it, worth it, worth it. I recommend her. So thank you, Crystal, for being here. Thank you for your contribution. Now, I want to bring up Angie for multiple reasons. I want to bring up Angie, and I'll bring up Stephanie again. Angie and Stephanie. Okay, so here's the deal. We just heard from Crystal, right? So, Angie, you're all about money. That's just who you are. That's what you breathe. So I want you to talk about that. What do you feel about College Reimagined? Like, what's that? What does that mean?
Yeah, I love what Dr. Crystal is doing. We have such a gap in education when it comes to money. Most of what we've learned comes to us as children from our parents. And if they weren't taught about money, then they're just passing down misinformation. And so to be able to have a college like that that's going to teach them correctly and help them with their money mindset and just all the amazing things that she is doing, that's just we're definitely going to meet in person very soon, so I'm excited to meet Dr. Crystal.
I'm excited for you guys as well, because I know the collaborations that Global Women Speakers build. People, even if they're no longer a part of Global Women Speakers, without hesitation, literally, they have either done business, made money, have a friendship, a partnership, a strategic alliance, or something that they got from our organization. And that leaves me happy, right? Some people are just here for a reason, a season, a lifetime, or just here for a moment. And it's okay. It is okay. The key factor is leaving people better than they were when we found them. And so, Stephanie, you're all about vision. Didn't that take a lot of vision for Crystal? That's huge. A college, a literal college from 18 to 25. So, Stephanie, what's your take on that?
I think that's incredible. And yes, I would have loved to have been a fly in the room as her brain was working, to envision this. And just, I know what it takes when God puts something in you that seems so much bigger, right? It seems like something that's never been done, the courage that it takes to birth that vision. So this is just totally awesome, the things that Dr. Crystal is doing, and we salute you and we're excited for you.
Wow. Thank you for that. All righty. So, Stephanie, stay here for one moment. Stay here for one moment, because we talked about vision, and I made a statement, and people are probably like, what is she talking about? When I made a statement, I said, hey, Stephanie, you're all about vision. You're all about vision. So they're probably like, what does she mean about vision? Is she a fortune teller? Like, she's about vision, that she has dreams? Like, what's going on? And so, Stephanie, I would love for you. I've known you since probably 2013, 2014, right? So you are a therapist by trade, and you developed something just simply for clinicians. And then the world said, we wanted to. The world raised their hand and said, we wanted to. How can you leave us out? We have vision, right? And so I want you to share who you are. I want you to share your background. And then I want to talk about your invention that I cannot wait to get my hands on, because I love it. So with that being said, I am going to remove myself and Stephanie.
So I want to begin first, because we're talking about vision, right? I want to begin getting you to imagine. So I want you to imagine God placing a big vision inside of you. Then I want you to imagine your excitement as you say yes. Next, I want you to imagine that it takes 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, even 20 years for that vision to come into fruition. Would you persevere that long? The answer, if you're saying yes, well, the answer is because then that means that you know that what God placed inside of you is for impact. See, that's what vision does. Vision is designed to impact and to change the world for the better. My stories is somewhat like this. 17 years ago, I'm working in a hospital as a therapist. And they come to me and they say, hey, we want you to create a group session that's interactive, that's going to have some artistic components and cause these patients, these clients to see something different. And I said, okay, no big deal. Okay. And so I came up with this idea, and I had the patients, the clients, to start taking pictures and putting them on this poster board, literally out of the magazines, and creating their future. Now, I didn't even know 17 years ago that that was called vision boarding. I had not seen Oprah's show yet, talking about vision boards, right? Then we move out of state to another state, and I'm in this new city. And one of my friends calls me up and she says, hey, I'm launching my coaching business, and I would love for you to sit in and be a part. And the first thing that she tells us to do in this coaching business is she says, we're going to do vision boarding. Now, mind you, I still didn't know what vision boarding was. So I said, okay, cool. She said, who's ever done a vision board before? I didn't raise my hand because I didn't know what it was. So then when she starts explaining what vision boarding was, I was like, oh, I've been teaching that for years. Then we move on. This is my story, y'all. Then we move on. And I'm making friends in this new state, right? And one of my girlfriends says to me, hey, I need you to do, I got a conference coming up, and I need somebody to do a vision board session. By any chance, do you do vision boards? I said, sure. So I do the conference for her, vision boarding. Now, why am I telling you all this? This is years going by. And you would think, because I'm doing all of this vision boarding, that I would have grasped by now that that's my gift. But that is not the truth. I still had not realized that vision boarding, visioneering was my gift. I knew I was a dreamer. I knew I had ideas, but I still had not recognized the vision. Why is that? Because life be lifing. And a lot of times it is you become distracted, right? Let's bring this home to you. You become distracted by the vision that God placed in your heart because life be lifing. And so when we lose our focus, the question is, how do we get back on track? And that is really the heart of why I designed my vision board kit, to help you get focused and to stay on track when life be lifing. So let me tell you what happened next in this story. So now I'm hosting vision board sessions and workshops, and this woman attends my vision board session. And fast forward to 2021, right after COVID, she calls me up and she says, hey, I'm an event producer. I never forgot you. Your vision boarding session was life changing. She said, and as this event producer, I'm helping produce this huge women's expo in Detroit. And they said, we need someone to facilitate the vision boarding workshop. And she said, I was like, I already know the person. She said, so I'm calling you. Now this was 4 years. She calls me and she says, the only thing is I need the session to be 1 hour instead of 3 hours. So I was like, oh, how are we going to do that? But I said yes, because another belief system that I have is always say yes before no. Say yes before you say no, right? And so I said yes, and then I sought the Lord, and I began to ask him how we're going to do this. And Holy Spirit download, and he says, a kit. You're going to create a luxury kit. And so we created this My Vision Board kit. I didn't know how. But see, what had happened along the way, This is why when God gives you a vision, most of the time, it doesn't happen overnight, right? We want that instant miracle, but it doesn't happen overnight, because along the way, what God had been doing was making me. I was becoming. See, I had dreams, I had ideas, but what I hadn't had was the knowledge, the know-how to execute on those dreams and ideas. So during that time period, God was molding me into a solutionist. God was molding me into someone who wouldn't quit. God was molding me with someone who could see the vision, get it in my heart, and allow it to propel me. So now, 1 year later, after that call, we have my vision board kit. And I am loving seeing others be ignited as they are putting their visions inside of this beautiful display board and just expecting the great, expecting things that have never been seen. I'm Stephanie Hill in Chage. I hope my story has encouraged you, has impacted you, and has made you want to write the vision and make it plain. Tina, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share.
You don't get off that easy. I shared with you before you came on that we have things called pause break. This is not just a monologue. This is totally interactive. I want to bring Tanisha Bowman up. I definitely have to bring Roxanne up again. And I have to bring up Angela again. Where's Angela? It's a must, because like we need to know what's going on with this. Like literally, StreamYard may not want us to have all these people on the stage, but this is my event. We're just using their platform because it's important. Let me see how I could fix that. Let's see. Okay, there we go. I'm just saying, like we have to have it because this is a dialogue of women. We're talking about vision. And what I do know for a fact, right? It's factual. It's principle that each and every one of the women that are on this stage right now, those that are listening, and even the ones that are in the green room behind the stage right now, had a vision. And so, Roxanne, did you ever have a vision for emboldened women, or did it just pop up one day and it was poof there?
Yeah, so I did have a vision for, I want to do something for women voice. So I didn't know I would call it Emboldened Women. I didn't know I'd write a book, but I knew that I had something since I was 8 years old as a girl, wanting to influence other girls, other women around me. So yeah, I had that vision is one day, sometime, if I could, I want to do something that is broader than just me. I think that was my vision.
Yes. See, I think we all have it. It's something. It's totally a contribution. We want to give, do, have something that's bigger than ourselves. We want to become more so we can give more, so we can have more, so we can create more. I think it's innate in women because we are the ones who create humans. Like we literally create a human inside of we give life. And that's just what we do. We give life. And so, Tanisha, I mean, you 155,000 followers, first of all, not on Instagram, but on Facebook. Number two, I mean, you went into an industry and dominated, created, a multiple six-figure business and having thousands of people follow you. So what was your vision? Tanisha, you're on mute. All the good stuff is already said. We're on mute. I can tell you that. I can tell you she really brought the building down while she was on mute. Now she's going to have to go ahead and do it again.
Yes. So, we always want to keep it real. And my first vision with it was just to have fun. That was it. I had no idea that it was going to do what it did, what God allowed it to do. And in the midst of doing that, with having a team so large, full of women, over 3,000, it definitely showed me my calling because I started empowering and encouraging before I knew it.
Well, I love that. Talk about vision. See, she just wants to have fun. Mm-hmm. Sometimes what we think is for God has a whole nother plan. Allah moves on our behalf and causes the universe to get in alignment with the purpose and the will for our life. That just happens, right? So, Angela, I don't know about you. Stephanie said, she had her little vision. a little vision. No, he was preparing you for such a time as this. And he's not done yet. It's only been 1 year. Could you imagine what happens when women, girls around the globe, and I say that, but also I have to add the men, right? So, because everyone has a vision. Can you imagine what happens when they literally get a hold to that My Vision Kit? Matter of fact, go to myvisionkit.com, myvisionkit.com.
My vision board kit.
Okay, thank you for that correction. My vision board kit. Matter of fact, let me put it on the screen because I'm human. I am going to air. Don't put me on a pedestal. We just had a book signing in Fayetteville, Georgia. I call her my big sis. She lives in Fayetteville, Georgia. The title of her book is The Falling Pedestal. The Falling Pedestal. And so I'm here to tell you that everyone that's on this stage, everyone that you can see their faces, will fall. We will let people down. We will make mistakes. So don't put us on the pedestal, because what I also have found is the same people that praise you and give you accolades, those are the same people that's going to do the opposite, right? And so don't put us on a pedestal. Pray for us, encourage us. Just know that we too are human. We are doing the best that we can. And also to keep open communication, because that's extremely important as well. And so did you put it? I'm going to go ahead and put it on the screen. Yes, My Vision Board Kit. Don't forget the kit. It's a kit.
It's a kit.
It's a kit. It's a kit, right? God gives you the vision. You go buy the board, and then Stephanie gives you the kit. I love it. I love having fun here. There is nothing like being around like-hearted women. And each of us are absolutely like-hearted. And with that being said, I mean, Angie, tell us about your vision. What was your vision?
Yeah. So I think it started at a really young age that I knew I was fascinated by numbers and money. And because I wasn't taught it as a child, I sought out that information, and spending years in different businesses and different careers, learning more about money really prepared me for now being able to give back and teach people. So my vision is to help women and teach them about money, but I had to spend the time and be a student first before I became the master to be able to give back now the information. So I think that's incredible. I'm a visual learner too, Stephanie. So having that vision board, I do mine in December every year. It's got to be in front of me all the time. So I'm super hyper focused on where I'm going that year. So I love that. I love the kit, and I can't wait to check it out.
Yes. Yes, that's awesome. And so when she says she has a vision board, I just left her office and she has it like right there, visual. I can see it. I love the fact that we keep it. I shared earlier how I printed out a picture of a Tesla SUV, the Model X, and I put it on the wall because that's what I wanted. People were like, how are you going to get it? It's expensive. Is this, is that? I'm like, I'm going to get that car. And I was even denied, but I didn't take the photo down. When I got denied, I did not take my picture down because guess what? It has not materialized yet. It didn't come into fruition. And I knew that it was. And so ladies and gentlemen, what we are all saying to you right now is that a delay is not a denial, right? The delay is not a denial. Do you believe they asked her for something she did not have yet? So say yes before you say no. Say yes. I mean, Sir Richard Branson, my mentor, says, listen, say yes and figure out the rest on the way. It's kind of like jumping off the cliff and growing your wings on the way down, right? Faith or fear. You can't have both. You can't have both. They do not coincide. They do not coincide. So thank you so much, Stephanie. We appreciate you. I mean, go to myvisionboardkit.com, myvisionboardkit.com. It is on the bottom of the screen. Matter of fact, for those of you who are watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, LinkedIn, if you're watching on Twitter, listen, go ahead and send some emojis, some comments. Let's see what they're saying in the comments. Wow, okay. Let's see. We have Vimy, wonderful initiative. I love it. We also, Stephanie said, awesome, Crystal. A Facebook user says, it's the diversity of women and the beauty of Allah's creation in us. May the highest, wow, I love this, bless all of your businesses and into Global Women Speakers. I love it. And so the reason why you see Facebook user, that means that our guests did not give Facebook permission, give StreamYard permission to share their Facebook photo and their name. So if you're watching us on Facebook and you're engaging, first of all, we say thank you. Second of all, I want us to see your beautiful face and we want to know your name. So go to StreamYard.com/Facebook so you can grant StreamYard permission or Facebook permission to release your name and your photo. So you're absolutely correct. I love that. Thank you for being here. If you're watching this live, hashtag live. And if you're catching a replay, go ahead and hashtag replay. It doesn't matter. We're just grateful that you chose to spend your Sunday afternoon with us because we know that you could have been anywhere, but you showed up here today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Roxanne, for sharing your vision. Thank you, the Miss Tanisha Bauman, the social media. Listen, she's a social media mogul. That's all I got to tell you because I have a saying. If you're not making money on Facebook, it's wastebook. It's wastebook. Tanisha, have you ever received a check from Facebook? I'm just asking. Have you ever received a check, Tanisha, from Facebook?
Yes, I have.
Okay, while she was taking her time to unmute, that smile said it all. And we're going to pull up the Roxanne. She's going to talk about emboldened women. This is her movement. This is her platform. And this was at one time her vision. And so please, Roxanne, if you could please share. What is emboldened women and what is your mission and your vision for the movement? So Roxanne, over to you.
Thank you, Tina. So, Emboldened Women is my book that I launched last November. It's a book about women putting themselves first without feeling sorry or guilty. The mission of my book is to share tools and techniques for work life balance, self efficacy, confidence, and courage, empowering and uplifting women. It is a book about women empowering and enabling themselves to value their individuality, their unique skills, and the voice in their future building. I always tell women if you want to own your life and challenge the universal acceptance of gender biases, learn not to be a slave to others' mindsets and expectations. And that's what I talk about in my book about how do you really be authentic who you are? How do you learn to be unapologetically you for who you are without being constrained by the norms and barriers of society? So, if you really care for yourself, for your journey of who you are, want to be authentically yourself, I'll encourage you to read my book, Emboldened Women Unapologetically Me. And when I talk about being unapologetical, it's not about not wanting to be apologizing for something, but it's more about to truly be yourself for who you are without any second guessing or apologies. What inspired me to pursue this was basically, like I said earlier, I'm a lawyer. I have interior designer. I'm also an interior designer, but also for last 25 years, I've been a successful IT professional with the senior leadership director position in a Fortune 100. As part of my career, I have encountered so many ups and downs being a woman in how the world treats you. And for me, it's always been there's two ways to look at it. One is where you can succumb to it, the other is you can challenge it. And that's what my book is. It's about how we women can help support and empower each other, how we can teach ourselves to be who we are, how we can fight those barriers in life that we encounter. My passion for women empowerment and gender equality is what inspired me to pursue my profession in digital and IT. But also, what inspired me to write this book is specifically the desire in me to teach women to learn to be unapologetical about themselves. I'm a strong believer of women representing all facets of society and given equal opportunity in all facets of life. I'm convinced there's no that women don't belong. I want to take this opportunity to encourage everybody through my book and through these kind of speaking engagements to open up your mind, open up in belief in any guilt about who you are. I always tell women it's okay. Don't feel guilty to put yourself first. If you put yourself first, then you can put everybody else also first. And we want to learn to value our unique skills, our authenticity, and our experiences, our voices, and actualize that power and shape our own future. No matter which part of the world we are from, I realize that women facing problems are universal across the board. For generations now, we've been taught to deprioritize ourselves. And my book is focusing on stop doing that. In today's technologically advanced world, women are still excluded from the education, job roles, dialogue, even seats at the table because of the mindset. And we need to strive and maximize every opportunity we get to combat that mindset that is preventing women from being a part of the society on an equal footing. And to dismantle this entire society and system of inequality, we women must gain power in corporations, education, politics, culture, and society. And for me, if we don't start now, we may never succeed in our mission. So, to succeed in our mission, I want to share a couple of my quotes and few words of inspiration. Firstly, never underestimate your power to be you. And secondly, don't let others' mindsets define who you are. I want all women to learn to be authentic. Whenever you feel pressured, empower yourself to define and own yourself. Once you do so, you have nothing to fear. We women are made of steel, and if we tap into our strength, we are unstoppable. We must champion our own empowerment. There is no need for us or for you to seek approval and permission from others. Let's make sure we are not casually taken for granted or perceived as lesser beings. Encourage you to find your strength and break free from all the weaklings that have become part of you. Let's avoid the normalization trap. I spend a lot of time in my book talking about the normalization trap. It's your ability to not let yourself be trapped into things in the name of quoting normal and then keep succumbing to the way people treat you or the way you're expected to behave. We must learn to be authentic and unapologetic for who we are, and that's what I talk about in my book. How can we bring along people, women around us, and embolden them and teach one another how to be authentic self and respect to be authentic? You know, I was recently on a radio show here in Peoria, Illinois, and one of the questions they asked really was a very interesting question for me. The host asked me, do women feel authentic? Do women hold back from being authentic in front of men alone, or do they do it in front of women as well when they're in midst of other women? I thought that was a great question. You know, in reality, we women have been somehow subconsciously taught to not be who we are. And we hold back because we're thinking that somebody is going to judge us, somebody is going to use that against us, use it for us, or whatever it is in our minds that holds us to be authentic. And we don't not only do that around men, we also do that around other women. So I think that is kind of a very interesting question as to why it happens. I think the reason it happens is because we've been somehow bounded by this normalization trap of holding ourselves back to not show who we truly are. Or we kind of look at the setup of where we are and always think that we have to force fit ourselves into that setup. And that's what I encourage women from in my book, girls and women, and also men who want to be the true allies to champion women, to think about not succumbing to this normalization trap, not succumbing to the barriers of the society for generations that is holding women back, and learn to be a champion in how we all can really break the barriers and enable women to be at the equal footing with men in all facets of our life. Thank you. Tina, you can take it from here.
Honestly, I think there is nothing. I mean, we can just shut it down now. We can just stop this 40th episode of Sunday Speaker Series sponsored by Global Women Speakers. Wow. Wow, wow. I mean, it's been mic drop after mic drop. I don't even think my microphone is working now. Rakshan, wow. So you shared a lot. I love the fact that you said women are made of steel. right? Never underestimate your abilities. Never give anyone the opportunity to define who you are. I mean, wow, it's so many things in your messaging. So I want you to share. I mean, seeing you all beautifully wrapped in your holy garb is amazing, right? And we all should be wrapped that way, in my humble opinion. However, I would love for you to share, for you to be um Islamic and saying that women should have their own individuality, for you to say that there should be separatism, for you to say those things is kind of contrary, right? It's contrary to the public's opinion. So
So
I
it's contrary to the public's opinion, but it's not contrary to my religion. My religion doesn't teach that.
absolutely. And so that's why I brought it up. I want you to dispel myths. I want you to educate, and I want you to share that. So I'm going to remove myself again, and I'm going to give you the floor because it's imperative for me and that I share truth with my audience. It's imperative to me that women around the globe can operate in their individualism and also operate still as a wife, a mother, as a business owner, and feel that there are no limits, that you can have it all, that it doesn't have to be an either or world, that it can be an and world. So with that saying, Roxanne, my sister, Global Women Speakers, take it away.
Thank you. No, that's such a great point you brought up, right? Because a lot of people assume that just because I wear scarf, they have their own perceptions. And we are too much succumbed to the perceptions of what the media creates around us. And a lot of people assume that Muslim women are wearing hijab because a man asked you to. But I'll be very honest. I started wearing hijab because I wanted to be true to my own identity of being a Muslim. But that did not compromise from me pursuing higher education, pursuing my career, being at the forefront of any dialogue that I want to have. And I'm not shy about it. And I'm not willing to let anybody succumb that for me in the name of religion, culture, or norm. And most of the times, I feel like all religious practices don't succumb or hold any woman or man back. It's more of the cultural and the society practices where man-made laws try to always hold women back. So for me, I'm very proud to be a Muslim, and my religion does not teach me to hold back. Neither does it say anywhere that women can't aspire for higher career, education, or being part of the society. So I'm really a proud Muslim woman, but at the same time, I have had my challenges, especially in my 25 years of career, where people have kind of had some kind of hold back to when they see a person with so much voice wearing a hijab coming in front of them. And it's been my real pleasure and also pride moment to always bring them along. I always tell people, a lot of time people bring subconscious biases before even they come to the table to talk to you, be it in any setup. And that subconscious bias really puts a blocker for them to even want to be open to understanding or listening to the person in front of them. So I teach people around me at my work, in my life, to my kids and everybody around when I coach, that number one thing is let go of your subconscious bias. Just have an open mind to listen and see what you're seeing without any preconceived notion. And that really enables you to have the dialogue and respect one another and seek and learn from one another. And one of the critical things for that is your emotional intelligence. You want to really have a good check of your emotional intelligence, of looking at around you what you're really talking to. And that's what I always carry with me. Before even I say something, I look at their body language and see, are they apprehensive? Are they feeling not the same when they're talking to me or trying to interact with me? And I want to ease that up first. I want to really not shy away from the elephant in the room and tackle that before I go on with my business. And I'll tell you, many times those people who had the most apprehension or the most kind of a discomfort to see me at the table are the ones who become my great friends or great peers, or
All righty. Wow, wow, wow.
barrier and bring people along. So I always tell people, if you want to change the world, you must have the patience to also not bring your subconscious bias, because I can also become dejected when I see people's apprehension, but I don't want to. I want to bring them along and give them a benefit of doubt to change that for them. And that I encourage everybody to think about, which I also talk about in my book, Emboldened Women.
I'm in awe. I'm in awe. And I believe that's why one of the core pillars of Global Women Speakers is communication, it's community, it's collaboration. It dispels some of those myths. I mean, because it's not just about wearing hijab or wearing a scarf, it's about even wearing braids. When you see certain women in braids, people have stereotypes. It is wearing people with lipstick, or it just doesn't matter, right? And so, thank you so much for that education. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take the words that came out of her mouth as fact, as truth, not what you've heard, what people said, what they told you, but this is from a Muslim woman telling you from her mouth. So go with it. I love Global Women Speakers. That's what it's all about. It's all about truth. It's about being unapologetic, unashamed, and becoming unmuted. So Roxanne, like that's just powerful. I love it. So I have so much to say, but I have chill bumps because to hear you talk with such passion and such power, it totally reignites the reason why I do this. It's not easy. It's not easy being a leader. It's not easy being at the forefront. It's not easy caring for other people and their dreams and their goals and helping them, because what you just shared, preconceived notions, right? They will love you one day and hate you the next, right? And so you got to be literally true to your calling, true to your mission, because I'm here to tell you, do not get distracted in this season at all. You have a calling on your life, and no one can bring it into fruition but you. But you. And forces will cause people that are close to you, people that you trust, people that you enjoy, people that you like, people that you marry, people that you birth, to get in the way. You have to be laser focused, immovable, literally on your calling. And you know that thing, that vision that we all talked about, when we received our vision, they didn't call a family meeting. It wasn't a conference call. It was just between you and your higher being that said, this is for you to do. Now go and do exactly that. And honestly, I'm going to bring Stephanie back up. I'm going to bring Angela back up. I have a question, and it's important that this question get answered publicly, because I want people to see how many of you that are on the screen, and those of you that are watching us live via Facebook or on YouTube or on LinkedIn or even on Twitter, right? So how many of you, honestly, let's visually show them, like if it applies, how many of you feel that you are operating in your gift? Raise your hand. Wow. 100%. 100%. Now watch this. How many of us feel that you haven't always operated in your gift? Wow. 75% said they have not always operated in gift. I didn't always operate in my gift. I just shared with you that I was going to be an engineer. That is not operating in my gift. It's not what I wanted to do. I've had jobs as a teenage mother to feed my daughter and to make sure we had a roof over our head, and I was not operating in my gift. I've done collections. I've done account receivable. I've been a receptionist, all of those things, and I was not operating in my gift. I did those things as a survival. I had to take care of my daughter and I. And so, Angela, what is one time that you can remember, and then you too, Stephanie, where you did not operate in your gift?
Would be pretty recent, actually. I was running a company and wearing many hats, including hats in which were not my strength. I'm not a marketing person. I'm not the sales. I'm not coming up with the campaigns. And I was trying to do that. And I finally realized that's not my gift. I need to hire that out and give the opportunity to somebody else so that they can use their gifts to help further the mission.
Wow, absolutely. Automate or delegate. Automate or delegate will keep you operating in your gift zone, in your zone of genius. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for your transparency. Stephanie, over to you.
So mine is actually recent as well. I was doing good things, right? I was building a coaching business and working with Kingdom Christian coaches and all of that. And I got hit with some legal opposition.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay, what is this all about? And I really thought, okay, I'm about to go fight this because, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I got a word from a pastor. He didn't even know about my situation.
Mm.
And he said, he sent me a message and he said, I don't know why God is telling me to tell you this, but something is going on and you're about to fight it. But God is saying, dig another ditch because that ain't it.
Hmm.
Dig another well, I'm sorry, dig another well because that ain't it. And
Wow.
he showed me a passage in the Bible. So I was like, okay, I thought I was in purpose. And sure enough, it was during that period of opposition
Mm.
where I realized, no, you are on the path to purpose and vision, but you're not really operating in your vision, in your gift yet.
Wow.
Hmm.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. So Rakshan, you said you didn't raise your hand. So that means you've always been operating in your passion. And I believe it's because of your close proximity to Allah. So share with us, how you 3 things on how you can make sure that you're operating in your gift.
Yeah, so I have to tell you, I'm a strong believer in my faith for sure. That has always kept me authentic to who I am, and I truly believe that I don't have to away from who I am, and that's how I was brought up, I guess. But for me, number one thing is the way my upbringing was. I'm originally from India. I've lived most of my life now here in United States, but first 20 years of my life was in India. And growing up in India, I had really progressive parents. And for me, one of the things that my dad always encouraged was not to ever hold back my voice. And I feel my voice is my strength. And that's the reason why I didn't raise my hand. Irrespective of where I have been in my life since a little kid, I've always used my voice, even when I know people do not want me to. So I
Right, right.
never shied away from it. So that's where I always feel like I've focused on my calling, which is my voice, in different ways, be it at work, championing for women, championing for myself, for my own growth, be it with my family. I have a
Right.
daughter
So
who's
number one,
16.
your voice. What's number two?
Number two is, for me, it's about supporting and enhancing women around me.
Okay.
Most of the time I feel like even women sometimes are not women supporters. I don't know
Yes,
why the society is set up that way. We are kind of not being friends or champion or support for one another at times.
yes,
Forget being
yes.
alone. So that's another thing. That's another, since I was even in high school, I see that competition and things. For me, competition is good as long as it's healthy. The moment it becomes something where you're trying to bring somebody else down, it's not good. And I've always followed my voice in that, where I want to enhance and empower somebody else, not just myself. So
Right.
that's my second part. And my third part is all about that authenticity, about not shying away from who I am and what I believe in myself, and empowering myself. So that whole authenticity for being a woman. I want to really be a proud woman. I don't want to ever feel like, oh, I have to need somebody else's endorsement for who I am. I think those are the 3 things: my voice, my enhancement and support for other women, and authenticity for being myself. That's what I've always cherished since I was little. And I think it's my parents are a big pillar of that. They've always encouraged me to be who I am.
Wow. I love that. I love that. I love that. And I think it's safe to say that that's the difference. In, you know, I think, Stephanie, are you American, Stephanie?
I am. Mhm.
Angela, are you American?
Mhm.
And myself as well. So I think that's a difference. And I love the fact that here at Global Women Speakers, we embrace the differences, but we hone in on the similarities. I love it. So thank you, Stephanie, for being here. Thank you, Rakshan, for sharing.
Yeah.
And the next voice you will hear will not be mine. It will be the Angela Duncan. So Angela, I mean, empower her money. Empower her money. I mean, your story is unbelievable. How can someone, most women, and this is just true, statistically speaking, I'm going to come back with the statistics later, but I'll wait till after you talk. I don't want to steal your thunder. I want you to literally share, how did you become good at money? Like, were you born into money? I mean, you just look wealthy. You look luxurious. Like having a pink chair. I mean, that's right. So I want you to share your story. Most importantly, I want you to not just share your story. I want you to then embrace your glory, because I know you're humble, but I know there's someone that's listening, and if we can just impact the life of just one woman, to let them know it's not how they start, it's how they finish. And things can change in a second, right? And do not make long-term decisions based on temporary emotion. So with that being said, Angela, I am going to remove myself. And ladies and gentlemen, the next voice you will hear will be none other than the Empower Her Money Queen, Angela Duncan.
Awesome. Thank you. Wow. The women that have already spoken today are just truly powerful. I love hearing the stories. I love hearing the reasons why behind their stories, and just how they are just impacting the world. And we're all, faith driven. So I just thank you. It's just been incredible. So yes, a little bit about my story. I am a survivor of childhood abuse and trauma. I grew up in poverty. I have lived in cars and motel rooms and other people's houses. I moved more times than I can remember, all before the age of 15. And, why I tell you that story is because I want you to understand that it doesn't matter what you were taught as a kid. It doesn't matter what you know now. It doesn't matter where you are in life, because money doesn't care. Money doesn't care who you are, man, woman, what education you have. It is a tool and a resource. And so growing up the way that I did, I have one story that really vividly stays out in my mind, and I'd like to share it with you guys today. I was probably maybe 7, 8 or around that age. And we were living in a motel room, and we didn't have money for a Christmas tree or for Christmas presents, which was common for us. But I remember this one Christmas, because I wanted Christmas so bad in my life that I took out a piece of paper. It was a green sheet of paper, and I drew a Christmas tree on it. And I put it up on the wall in our motel room, because for me, I wanted Christmas to happen. I wanted to believe, even though we did not have the tools and the resources to make Christmas happen. So I remember that story so vividly, and I keep that very dear to my heart, because what I really, truly am passionate about is teaching money. So I moved out of the house at 18. It wasn't an environment that I wanted to be in no longer. And I knew that I needed to educate myself. I needed to know how money works, because I never, ever wanted to live in poverty. And I knew if I wanted to get married and have children someday, I never wanted my family to feel the pain that I felt growing up in poverty. And I know a lot of people can relate to growing up in poverty, not being taught money, but I'm here to tell you that you can change, that you can educate yourself. So starting with this right here, you're investing the time on a Sunday. I'm investing my time in you on a Sunday, so that you can further your education and become financially independent, financially free, whatever that looks like to you. I want you to know that it's very possible. So the first thing I always talk about with my clients is invest in yourself first. So whether that is being on a live series like this, going to a webinar, there's lots of free platforms. Go and listen to a podcast, go to YouTube, figure out what subject interests you, and become a student and just learn and take the time to really absorb the information, take notes, however it is that you learn information. Invest in yourself first, because the only way that you are going to make a difference in the world of other people is to change yourself and become the best version of you, because God's got a version in mind, but he's expecting for you to step into that version. You have to step into your greatness and spend the time to invest in yourself first. So that's my number one tip. My number two tip, and I think it's been said on this already today, is that you say yes. I look for opportunities. So when I am setting, for example, a goal, and what happens when you set a goal, and I'm very specific, and I'll give you my routine real quick. I'll back up for a second there. So I start my day very intentionally. I have a journal, and I write down what are my 10 goals right now, whether they're small goals that I'm working on right now or big goals that I'm envisioning for the future. I write my goals down, and then I write down gratitude statements. And the reason why is because when you take a goal and you write a gratitude statement for it, especially as women, we become heart-centered. So when you have a goal and you have a feeling and an emotion behind it, sometimes I'll meditate, sometimes I'll pray about it, and I close my eyes and I think about that goal as if it has already happened. So when you take that goal, something that's going to happen into the future, and then you close your eyes and you feel it in your heart, you are 100 times more likely to accomplish that goal. And so for me, I have been a financial advisor on a team. I have owned a top performing real estate brokerage. I sold $2 billion in real estate. I've owned an insurance company. So I've built and exited several companies in my life. But I had to become a student first. And in order for me to be here right now with Empower Your Money and Empower Her Money, those are the things that I needed to learn in my lifetime. So I had to put in the work so that today I can help other women and teach them to be financially free. So I did write a book recently. I would love for you guys to check it out. It's called Empower Your Money. And the reason why I wrote this book is simple. There's 101 steps in the book. You don't have to do all of them, but some of them are going to resonate with you. And there's simple action items that you can take today, that you can implement today, tomorrow, that you can teach your family, maybe your friends, read the book together, but change your life. And it starts with one step. And I wanted to keep the steps super simple so that you didn't feel overwhelmed, because a lot of times when you haven't been taught about money and you don't know how to get out of poverty, how to get out of credit card debt, how to buy a house, you have to take simple steps first. So I wanted to provide you with a tool that allows for you just to read a book. And it's on Amazon for $1.99, so you can download it. I wanted to keep it very inexpensive for people who want to start on this journey. But start with one step. Read a book, read a podcast, listen to a webinar, come join us here on Sundays, but find something that you are interested in and continue to be a student of that. So for me, it's always been about numbers and about money, because I know now that my God-given talent is through years of education, years of business building, that now I have the opportunity and the stage and the platform to be able to teach other women, because this is my big why. And I didn't realize this until recently. I was doing an exercise with a good friend of mine, Alicia Dunham's, and oftentimes when you write a book or you start on your journey, your why becomes apparent. My why is this. If my mom had better financial education, maybe if she had a job, maybe if she had money saved, maybe if she was an entrepreneur, then she would not have stayed in that situation. She would not have stayed in that abusive situation with a man, because she felt powerless. She had no money and she felt like there was no way that she could leave. I never, ever want another woman to feel that way. I want every woman to have the financial freedom and the education to be able to leave whatever situation that is not good for them. We as women should be empowered. In every country on this planet, women should be empowered. They need financial education. It shouldn't be just the man that's controlling the finances. And, I love my husbands out there that are teaching their women, or that they're taking care of their families, but make sure that your wife understands money too, because if something happens to you, she needs to know what to do. And the only way for her to do that is through education and through empowerment. So that was the total sidebar, I don't know, going off on a tangent there to help you understand Empower Your Money in the book that I wrote. But I do want to give you one more piece of information, and that is when we're talking about saying yes to the right opportunities. When you're writing down your goals and you're telling your brain what to look for, it seeks out the information every day in your environment. And a great example of that is, think about if you've ever looked to buy a car. Dr. Tina talked about her Tesla earlier. But if you think about you're going to buy a car, you start seeing that car everywhere because you told your brain this is a goal, and now it's looking for the information. So when you set goals for yourself, both business and personally, and you write them down, your brain starts looking for it everywhere. You're outside, you're at an event, it's looking for the information because you have told it to look for it. So when you're intentional about your goals, your brain starts being intentional about the information that it's going to provide to you, and you get to say yes to the right opportunities. For example, I'm here today. Why? Because I had a conversation with Dr. Tina, and I shared my story with her. I shared my mission with her. And she is so passionate about making sure that other women have the opportunity to be on stage, to tell their stories and to empower other women, that she invited me to be here today. And I said yes. But had we not had that conversation, had I not shared my story with her, had I not been intentional with my goals and seeking the right information and saying yes to the right platforms, then I wouldn't be here today. And my hope is that I have inspired at least one person to help you on your financial journey. And I want you to go grab my book, Empower Your Money, and start on your financial journey. Start on that financial freedom, generational wealth, whatever that looks like to you. It's a very personal journey. And I want to be here to encourage you on that journey. And so I appreciate the time today. I love hearing these women, and I hope you have enjoyed my story too. And I hope that you know that you can start today. It doesn't matter if you're 20, 40, 65. It doesn't matter what your upbringing was like. It doesn't matter what you were taught. It doesn't matter what you know and what you don't know, but you can change your future. And I want to empower you to change your future, but you have to take action. Just one small step forward. Take action today so that you can change your tomorrow. So again, Dr. Tina, I really appreciate this stage. I would love to invite you back so we can talk some more.
OMG. I don't know if you guys can see this. You probably can. This is Empower Her Money. I literally would not recommend books. I mean, I will say, hey, buy a friend's book. But I mean, in regards to devouring it and investing your time, your energy into it, like she give in this book, she doesn't just, it's not a big book. It's not like a million words, but the words are so powerful and pivotal and transformational. It's unbelievable. She tells you ways to make money, multiple streams of income, participate in clinical trials for additional income. I used to do that. I used to love to do a survey, wear a lip gloss, use a deodorant, anything of that nature. Not only that, this one right here, review your annual credit report. Review it every single year, sometimes months, just to make sure that there are no errors, because they will be. I remember at one time, my file was actually crossed with someone else's. I had different address. It was horrible. And when I called, they were like, okay, we can fix it. They fixed it immediately, and it was better. But there are so many things. Unclaimed money. I went there before. I had maybe $70 of unclaimed money. You want to go to unclaimed.org, you will be, I would say, amused, right, at how you forgot to close out a checking account or a savings account, and your money has been sitting there, not occurring rapidly, but you probably had $100 in there, because at the time it was like $100 to open up a savings account, I believe, and you probably have $200 in there, but you don't even know that it's missing. So go to unclaimed.org. And there was another one.
Yeah, because sometimes you put up a deposit for water or electric, and then you move to another house, but you forget to forward your address or let the utility company know. And that deposit is just sitting there. Now it goes to the government and it sits there until you claim it back. So you have money somewhere, go find it.
Yes. And I love this one. Shoes. How many of you are shoe fanatics? Raise your hand. I'm not. That's for them, right? That's Angela, right? So those of you who are shoe fanatics, hashtag shoes in the chat. It's okay. But I love that she says shoes you wear are not an investment. They go down in value. Diamonds are a better investment. I love that. Diamonds are a better investment. Go get the book. Read the book, because it gives you tools, techniques, strategies, things you never thought of to increase not just your income right now, but to increase your net worth, to increase your legacy, and to put you in a better financial situation. Matter of fact, I said, Angela, listen, I'm bad with money. It's actually no secret, right? Because I have people in my family telling me, I have my mentors telling me. I'm like, Angela, okay, I need to do something. So she actually gave me a link. And for those of you who use QuickBooks or any other form of bookkeeping, hashtag and put that inside of the chat. So all of us that are wanting to become more money savvy and more organized in our finances, that we can go and do those things. So I actually am doing QuickBooks via Angela, and she's going to refer a bookkeeper. So it's all about networking. It's about collaboration. And it's about finding the people who truly have a passion for those things, right? A passion to help, a passion to serve. Angela was like, here, go do this. I'm like, wait, do you have an affiliate link? She was like, oh yeah, but I never use it. I'm like, well, I want to use that only. So it goes to show not like-minded, but like-hearted. So Angela, wow. And if you guys have gotten any value, go and listen, go get the book. How much is it, Angela? $2.99, $3.99. How much is the book?
For the Kindle download version, it's still $1.99.
Wow. Still $2? Are you kidding me? You paid more than that for a cup of coffee. $2 to change the trajectory of your finances. And now you heard from many women about business, right? About movements. They're just powerful. And so, Angela, I want to say thank you from the top of my heart for being here. All of the ultimate premier and exclusive members of Global Women Speakers, you guys are absolutely amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, Angela, thank you so much. I want you to go to the green room and get a pen and paper, because the next speaker that we hear after you, she's going to talk about social media. And we all want to increase our presence, increase that visibility. We want to increase our engagement. And so before we go to our next speaker, what I wanted to say is I simply want you to hear Angela's story. She talked about living in a car, living in a motel, and writing a photo of a Christmas tree, right? But then she also talked about her doing $2 billion in real estate, building and exiting companies. Now that's huge. It does not matter how you start. It's truly how you finish. Truly how you finish. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you heard about Roxanne. She was talking about how her voice has always been her liberator. It has been the key to her success. You heard from Stephanie, talked about a vision. She said yes to an event that she could not service. She couldn't service. She was not ready to deliver a vision board class in 1 hour versus 3. That was not what she was ready to do. But God calls listen, if he calls you, he will equip you. If he calls you, he will equip you. And that's exactly what happened with Stephanie. You heard from Crystal. Crystal is the money doctor. Her story, which she will share in the future, is unbelievable. 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 And the next lady, now listen, she has 155,000. I'm going to repeat that. 155, comma, 1,000, right? 155,000 followers on Facebook. She's beautiful. She's funny. She's God-fearing. She's a mother, a wife, and she is good with leading people. So much so that God has totally positioned her to be over 3,000 people. And I'm going to bring her up, but I want you to grab your pen and paper. Pen, right? Grab your pen and your paper. I have my pen and paper because I'm going to take copious notes. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are still watching, those of you who are catching a replay, I am so humbled. I'm just saying thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for simply allowing us to literally speak into your lives. And I wanted to share some of these. Vimy says, that's wonderful. Keep your eyes on the prize. Dr. Judy says, thank you so much for sharing. So inspiring. Dr. Judy also said, there are people who are going to judge us. There will be others who will laud us. There will be, ultimately, we need to figure out not to care or who to care for, but people will simply judge us unjustly. I love that. Thank you, Dr. Judy, for sharing that. She also said we must gain a foothold and power in those important rooms. And that is so true as well. Stephanie was like, awesome, Crystal. So I just wanted to acknowledge the people that are watching via Facebook, that are engaging through the group. We thank you for being here. We don't take it lightly. We know you could have been anywhere on this beautiful Sunday afternoon, but you chose to be here, show up and show out on Sunday Speaker Series, sponsored by Global Women Speakers. And so 1, thank you. 2, if you are here physically and if you're investing time, I want you to take away some of the skill sets, some of the knowledge, some of the advice that was shared here today. We started at 3 p.m. Eastern. The time now is approximately 4:44. I don't know about you, but I love angel numbers. Yes, 444. I love that. It is an hour and 45 minutes after the fact. We're going to bring up this young lady who I believe is a social media maven. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. And she is also a premier member of Global Women Speakers. She actually spoke, listen, she spoke virtually and became an international speaker on Sunday Speaker Series, right? I can tell you, and she's may even speak virtually for Nigeria. And the year ends schedule for Global Women Speakers, Nigeria, Philippines, the UK, Puerto Rico, and Dubai. We have 5 huge events. But we also have, guess what? We have the grand finale. I don't know if you're aware, but Sunday Speaker Series started on a Sunday. Listen, the very first Sunday. Listen, I love this. It started in December. It was supposed to be for 2 hours and it was for 14. I said, you know what? I got to do this again. I got to do this again because women were like, I wanted to speak. I didn't get a chance. After 14 hours, we had more people who wanted to share. And these were not women that wanted to come and just sell their products. It wasn't about that at all. It truly was an act of love, of contribution, of significance. So I said, you know what? I want to do it again. And we're going to do it on the next Sunday, a week later. And people were like, Tina, it's going to be New Year's. People are not going to show up. Let's just do it the next Sunday after that. And I was compelled to follow my unction that was in my gut, that was in my belly. And I said, we're going to do it on New Year's anyway. The people that show up are the ones that were meant to be there. The people that don't, it's okay. But whoever shows up or whoever doesn't show up, it's not my business. It's not my business. My assignment is to just show up on January 1, no matter what. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, you know what happened? We went for not just 2 hours or 4 hours or 6, 12 long hours. 12. I'm really big on numbers, but we went for 12 long hours that I had to stop it. We could have gone for longer, but I'm like, listen, let's just do 12 and it'll be okay. So we are having the Global Women Speakers grand finale for Sunday Speaker Series. And I am telling you right now, it's going to go for 24 hours. I know. And it's going to be on December 31st, New Year's Day. We're going to start at midnight. Midnight. So it's going to be the 30th. And when the clock hits 12, right? 12:01, we're going to start right then and there because we're global. And there are so many women who are signed up and chimed in and said, Tina, I'll take it for 2 hours. I'll take it for an hour. I'll take it for 30 minutes. I'll take it for 4 hours. That's what happens when you build a community of like-hearted women. We show up and we're going to go 24 hours. 24 hours. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me who. I just know it's going to be done. And so mark your calendars for Global Women Speakers Sunday Speaker Series on December 31st of 2023. The last thing I'm going to share before I bring up the next speaker is that we have something called 90-day max. Yes, starting October 3rd will be 90 days into 2024. We have something called 90-day max, where on the 3rd, we're going to strategize, get a blueprint, and we're going to max out everything. Whether you have a personal goal, a financial goal, a business goal, a relationship goal, a prayer goal, whatever goal you have that's achievable in 90 days or less, we're going to crush it. We're going to pray. We're going to meditate. We're going to do affirmations. We're going to have strategy. We're going to have coaches and trainers, a weekly Zoom to say, hey, where are you in that goal? Because together, everyone achieves more. And if you're interested in being a part of 90 Day Max, please go to 90daymax.com, 90daymax.com. 90daymax.com. It's on the screen for those of you who would like to be a part. 90daymax.com. You want to go there. You want to be a part. You want to have the right people that believe in you. You want to have the right people that will support you. Speaking of support, it's going to be 24-hour email support. 24-hour. We're global. We have to be present. 90daymax.com. You absolutely want to be a part of 90daymax.com. It's going to be explosive. It is not just your turn. It's not just your time, but it can be on your terms. Ladies, I encourage you to take advantage of these last 90 days. I know most people are in cruise control. They want to wait until, they want to wait until the new year. They want to cruise. I know Thanksgiving is coming up. I know Christmas. I know in 30 days it will be Halloween. I get that. But I am saying do not be distracted. Stay laser focused. Position yourself in front of what's getting ready to happen. Don't get behind the 8 ball. I'm sharing it with you now. Go to 90daymax.com, 90daymax.com, and join us. And so grab your pen, grab your paper, because a part of the 90-day max, we're also going to have a challenge, a social media challenge. It's $30. $30. If you are a member of Global Women Speakers, the 90-day max is absolutely complimentary for the first 20 people. After that, it's $99. It's $99 worth. Listen, if all we did would help you achieve your financial goal, your relationship goal, if all we did was to help you get started on writing that book, or if all we did was to help you do that, is it worth it? 90daymax.com. Without further ado, I am going to move out of the forefront and bring to the stage none other. I call her a sister. I call her a beast. As I mentioned, she is gorgeous. She is a mother. She is a wife. She is a multiple six-figure income earner. She is a leader and has over 3,000 people in an organization that call her coach. Without further ado, I'm going to bring to the front none other than the premier member of Global Women Speakers, Tanisha Bauman. Are you there?
I am. I'm here. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Look at her. Even with stripes and glasses on, she had to put on the red ones because, black, white, and red match. She's just, look at that. Wait, is that a bracelet?
It is.
Let me see. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. All right. Go ahead and show up and show out. So listen, I've edified you. I have my pen and my paper. I'm ready to take social media notes, because what I do know is these next 90 days, and today is not over. Today is not over. Yes, 90 days starts on October 3rd, but you have 48 hours of preparation. And I believe, in all sincerity and transparency, that what Tanisha's getting ready to teach, what she's getting ready to share, will catapult your brand, your business, and your bank account. Without further ado, the next voice you will hear will solely be that of the social media queen, maven, none other than Tanisha.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. That was an absolutely amazing introduction. So thank you so much, Dr. Tina. But yes, as Dr. Tina just said, y'all, I absolutely love social media. I love the fact that social media is a free market that we get to use each and every day as much as we want. Now, I do understand that there are ways to pay for ads and all of that great stuff, but it is a free market. And in this free market, I went from 4,000 followers to 157,000 followers. Dr. Tina was saying 155. That was about a month and a half ago. I usually grow about $1,000. I'm sorry. I grow about 1,000 followers. Okay. I'm thinking about the dollars, but I grow about 1,000 followers a month on the low end. I'm on the low end right now in social media. And what sparked my interest in growing in social media is growing a team of a little over 3,000. When I started my business and I grew the team, I was in a very small town. I recently moved closer to Atlanta, but I was in a very small town where we had one McDonald's, one Burger King, one school. And that was a big change for me moving from Detroit. But I decided to try a business. And just from going live on social media, I became a six-figure earner. I became the top 0.1% in the business. I won several free trips in the business, and I became a six-figure earner. So that let me know right away the power of social media. And as I began to coach and empower my team in the growth that I had for them to have the success as well, I started to talk about social media a lot more. So then what had happened was Facebook Reels came out. So hitting that live button was really easy for me. I know for some of us, that's a scare. I know for some of us, we claim a fear when it comes to that. If we're going to claim fear in our business, then let's face everything and rise. Okay, that's going to be the acronym for fear. We're going to face everything and we're going to rise, because we've seen people be successful in this business. A lot of us, one of the young ladies that was just on Empower Her Money, she was talking about how you look at YouTube, you can look at, different funnels on social media and learn different things. The same way we're looking at these different things on social media is the same way people can be looking at us to learn different things on social media. So when I decided that versus me always viewing as if I'm watching a TV show and allowing somebody to get paid for that view, I decided that I was going to be the person to view. So I started doing Facebook Reels simply from doing TikToks. I would take them, I would put them on Facebook, and Facebook sent me an invite to make money. Okay. So this is my first time ever hearing of this. I didn't know, how solid it was. So I gave Facebook one of my accounts that I, wasn't concerned about, just in case something crazy was going on. I'm a risk taker. So I was going to give them the account, but I was going to give them one that I wasn't too concerned about. And at that time, they said that you can make up to like $35,000 from simply posting Reels. So I was like, okay, I'm going to have some fun with it. So I began to watch my check go higher and higher and higher and higher. Now, I did not see 35,000, but I definitely seen half of it. And that was enough for me to go. So in the midst of seeing half of it from just having fun on Facebook, I began to introduce my business, which now is empowerment, is coaching, and all of that great stuff. So now people are buying into me. And one of the things that I learned is that if people fall in love with you, they're going to buy whatever it is that you have. They're going to fall in love with your product because they're going to trust you. So I allow people to fall in love with me. One of the mistakes, because I'm going to give you all a few tips because you're on this call right here. And as the young lady said earlier, you're investing your time. One of the free tips that I'm going to give you that I see all the time, that's one of the biggest mistakes, is our profile picture. Okay. I recently had a hair loss scare. Okay. This was not my hair. I took a long time to grow the bang. I've always wanted, grew my bang. My hair got double processed and it came out. So I had to unfortunately cut my hair. It doesn't make sense for me to have a profile picture with the braids that I used to have in my hair, with my long bang that I used to have in my hair, with some of the weaves that I wear sometimes, if this is how I'm wearing my hair now, okay? Because what people do is they're looking for you. They want to fall in love with you. They want to get to know you. They love your style. They love your personality. They love your hair. They love your lipstick. You will be shocked at what it is that people are looking for on social media. And if we want them to love our product, we need to make sure that they love us. So most of us have profile pictures. Some of us have profile pictures that we started with on Facebook, okay? We don't look like that anymore. But a lot of us have profile pictures 2-3 years ago. We put it up there and that's it. Your cover photo should represent what you want it to represent. That cover photo can last forever. It should be your family. It should be your business. It should be there for a while. But that profile picture should constantly be changed. You decide how often you want to change it, but it definitely should be changed. It should not be sitting there from 2020 or 2021. It should be the representation of you now, because again, people want to fall in love with you. People want to fall in love with everyday life. A lot of us don't post a lot of reels. A lot of us don't go live because we try so hard to make it perfect. People don't need perfect. They need people that they can relate to, because if they can relate to you, they can relate to your product. I think it was Miss Duncan talking about growing the Christmas tree, drawing the Christmas tree. I'm sure at some point she's told that story on social media. That's going to make people relate to her product, because if they just see her now and they see, that she's this amazing amazing woman that's absolutely beautiful and that she knows how to make a lot of money and that she has a lot of money. That's not relatable because that's not realistic. But if they know that at one point in her life that her family was not able to afford Christmas and that she had to draw a Christmas tree and she made that a reality for her, that's going to make them feel something. That's going to make them know that all things are possible and that it can be a reality for them. One of the most amazing things that I had happen on Facebook last year is that I co-authored a book. It was because somebody seen my reel when I was talking about being a teenage mom, a high school dropout, and some of the other things that I went through. And now that, I'm a successful business owner, I'm a woman of God, I'm a mother, I have kids that are successful, I'm an empowerment coach, I'm a motivational speaker. Somebody seen that. And the name of the book was Teenage Moms to Empower Women. Somebody sent her, that I didn't know, a message of my reel and said, you need to contact her. She contacted me, and now I'm a co-author of a book just like that. Okay. Here's my last one. Private pages is private money. For the life of me, I don't understand, y'all, and this is just me being really, really honest with you. I don't understand how we really believe that there's a button that we can push on cyberspace in this social media world that can really keep our life private. If people wanted to come and scam or hack or do whatever it is they wanted to do, they're able to do it. And there's not a button on social media that's going to stop them from doing that. If you are a business owner, wherever your business is, it should be a public platform. If you have a group page, whatever that group page is, unless it's a page where people have to pay to be on the page, it should be an open platform. There are buttons and things that we can push to keep it clean, to keep it honest, and not to allow just anybody in there. There are questions that people have to answer. There are ways to preview posts, so any and everybody is just not a part of your page and all of that great stuff. But a private page that you want people to know about, a private page that you want to grow, is going to be very challenging to grow. Why? Because it's private. When you have a fenced-in yard and it says keep out private, then you have to keep out private, because if you enter, then it's danger. Nobody feels safe coming there. Nobody feels welcome coming into that gate because you purposely put up that sign to say this is private property. If your page is private property, then you're going to have a private business, which is going to make private money. And unless you're a private dancer, I'm sorry. Okay. So listen, we're not going to do that. All right. We're going to trust and believe that whatever we want on social media is all that we're going to put on there, but we're also going to gain access to so many people that we could not have come across in everyday life. People that we don't even know exist, that's on the other side of that camera. When we open our pages up, when we get a little bit more truthful about our life, and when we're not just constantly posting about what we buy or sell. That is it. That is all. I do have a 21-day challenge that is coming up that is $30. Just like Dr. Tina said, I'm super excited about it. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to train you. I'm going to show you the blueprint on how I went from 4,000 followers to 157,000 followers and growing without any edited photos, without any professional photos, any professional videos, simply from holding this iPhone and every now and then the Android, bless the people who use Android, but from simply holding this iPhone in front of me, or having somebody else hold it for me, or having some type of tripod or something set up. Nothing professional. All right, Dr. Tina, I am done. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I am going to turn it back over to you. And if she doesn't come on right away, y'all, I'm going to sing. Oh, she came.
Oh, no, you can sing. Go ahead and sing. I'm taking notes. I'm just saying, like, whenever you have an expert in your presence or someone who's giving away knowledge freely, not just knowledge, not just things that they heard about, something that they've read somewhere, but things that they've actually did. Remember, you can't give what you don't have. You can't teach what you don't know, and you can't lead where you've never been. It's impossible. So when you have someone that's saying, hey, listen, people took notice of me because of my social media. If they are saying, hey, even Meta paid me because I was on social media, then I want you to take tune. I want to bring up Stephanie. I want to bring up Rexhan, like literally. I don't know about you ladies. I feel that I am really good with social media. I don't have 155,000 followers. I don't do reels. I don't go live as often as I should or used to. But I can tell you that it's being reignited. And these last, I've joined, Tanisha, I might as well tell you out loud. Like I literally just paid my $30. I just paid my Are you kidding me? $30, and it's going to be a 21-day challenge. You know, even though scientists, physicians, we debate whether 21 days truly forms a habit or not. Some say it takes 30, some say it takes longer, you know, but the common thread is at 21 days. So I'm willing to give it a shot, that I want to try something for 21 days. I can even say if I've done something 21 days in a row, because I am so free and extemporaneous that I'm not sure, but I'm willing to try the 21-day social media challenge, Tanisha, and I'm counting on you and your expertise to get us where we need to be. What about you, Stephanie? What's your thoughts? You're on mute, Steph. There you go.
I love it. I mean, I was just sitting in this backstage, just like, she is talking right. I love it. I think you know what? I loved when you went down all the private money.
Somebody said, so fun hanging out with you all today. Thank you. Very inspiring. Bimmy, that's wonderful. Keep your eyes on the prize. Okay, if you're watching us live, we want to see some comments. We want to see some emojis. Go ahead and put those in the chat. So, Rexhan.
No, this was really inspiring. I'm not a very good social media user. I'm very passive. And you know that, Tina, you always tell me to use more of it for my book too. And but one thing I always use as an excuse is my day job keeps me busy and I get tired at the end of the day. But at the same time, I will be very honest, I'm a very passive social media user. So Tanisha, it was very inspiring to hear you talk about it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Rexhan, I am going to publicly challenge you to join the challenge. You know, it's something that you have to do. You have a global movement and you have to become more visible. You are an IT, an attorney, so I know you're busy, but there is something about exponential growth when you have the right tools, the blueprint, and the strategy, and you have someone teaching it to you. So I
will see what you think about it for sure.
Okay, awesome. So do you have that link so I can put it up on the screen? Because a little birdie told me it was $349. That's what I heard.
It is TanishaBowman.com goes to my page.
Okay, did you put that in the chat?
No.
Okay, put it in chat. Yes, I can put it up there. Awesome. I don't know about you ladies or you gentlemen that are listening, but I'm having a blast. We are this is a party. Like I've totally enjoyed myself, and I look forward to every single Sunday. I literally cannot believe it's been 40 sessions, like 40. We're at 40. Oh my, I can't help it. I can't help myself. It's like literally like 12 weeks left. 12 weeks left. It'll be 52. Wow. All right, Tanisha, thank you for that. I'm going to put it on a screen for a moment. Those of you who are interested, and I'm not going to say interested, I'm going to say committed, because this is going to 21 days. Stephanie, 21, Stephanie, we got to do it together, because Stephanie has my vision board kit. All she has to do is go live and show the vision board kit. Everyone wants to do a vision board. Right now, the timing is impeccable, Stephanie. It's impeccable. Everyone wants to do a vision board. I'm having a vision board party physically. I'm having one locally. Yes. You know, show it again, Steph, because of the virtual background. We didn't see it. I want them to see it. Is that the one I got? Yeah, the black and gold. Go back a little bit. There you go. Some more. There you go. Yes. Yes.
How to see it.
Well, here's the deal. They can go see it at myvisionboardkit.com. Right? Myvisionboardkit.com. I love it. I love it. So, ladies, is there anyone else backstage? If it is, I want to bring them to the forefront, because we all know that the 90 days are approaching and people are either pivoting, repositioning, getting ready to fire on all cylinders. And the majority And I say this because of statistics. The majority are just sitting back like, okay, well, it's getting ready to be Halloween, and then it's going to be Thanksgiving, and then it's going to be Christmas. So I'm going to go full-fledged on January 1, 2024. But those of us that belong to Global Women Speakers are saying, you know what? We are already positioned. We're getting ready to dominate Black Friday. We're going to grow our business on Small Business Saturday. We are going to make money on Cyber Monday. And we're going to slide into, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is the highest consumer season of the year.
Yeah.
And if you're not positioned to take advantage of it, you are missing out. I am saying join the 21-day social media challenge if that's what you want to do. I'm going to say join the 90-day max. Join 90-day max. You got 90 days. If your financial goal is to make just an extra $10,000, we can do that in 90 days. My goal is to make a 6-figure income starting from today. I've already done it in 3 of my businesses this year already. But I just set a BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal. My goal is to make 6 figures in 90 days. And I'm going to keep you posted. I'm making a public declaration. Why am I doing that? People are like, Tina, don't do it until you make it. I'm like, no, I may miss it by 90,000. I may just make 10,000. I may make 20 or 50, or I may make 0. Or I may make 100 or 120 or 150. And so it's about making those public declarations. And why do I want to do that? One is I want to show other women that it's possible. I want to show that you can do it. I want to show that if you truly make sure everyone else gets what they want, then yours is just icing on the cake. And because I want to do it because I think it's time. I haven't done it in a long time. And I don't ever want to be a has-been. I want to stay relevant. I want to be able to teach the things that I know. I want to be able to position other women to win. And how you do anything is how you do everything. It's going to take laser focus. It's going to take that bulldog tenacity. I have to have emotional intelligence. I can't let something someone says to me or about me distract me from my calling. I cannot get caught up in defending gossip. I cannot get caught up in being places where I'm not celebrated and I'm only tolerated. So with that being said, ladies, I want to do a rapid fire. I see we have Dr. Crystal back. Yes, I want to do a rapid fire of 3 tips, all of us, 3 tips on how someone can maximize these last 90 days of the year. And what I want to do is I want to pull up just a 30-second, that says we'll be back, because I want you to think about it. I don't want it to just come off the top of your head. I want it to be well thought out, but I also want it to be something that's actionable that they can use right now to position themselves to maximize this 90-day max, these last days of 2023, and to slide in January 1 of 2024 with already a plan, a blueprint, and still riding off of the momentum. That's what people fail to realize. It takes time to build momentum. And if you start January 1, there is no momentum. You will reap the seeds that you've planted. You will reap the benefits from the work that you've done in January and February and March and April. And that's why it's so imperative to crush, to maximize, to leverage these last 90 days like never before. Things are happening in the financial world, in the government, and you don't want to care about who's in the White House. You want to care about who's in your house by taking responsibility of your own financial future. With that being said, I'm going to put up a 30-second countdown. And ladies and gentlemen, we will return. Yes, 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 yes. We are back. That was a 30-second countdown. And so I'm going to ask who would like to go first?
I'll jump in, Tina.
All right.
Dr. Tina.
So we have Dr. Crystal going first. Top 3 tips. But before you do, we're getting ready to give away some cheese made. We're getting ready to give away, the main course. So I'm going to ask that if you're watching us live via Facebook, whether it's through LinkedIn or YouTube, or if it's on Twitter, I'm going to ask you to engage. I'm going to ask you to share this really quickly with at least one person. Share this with one person. We're going to give you a moment. Share this with one person. Tag someone in the comments. And thank you, Raksha, for sharing this on your page. Crystal, Tanisha, Stephanie, Angela, go ahead and share this on your personal page so your people can watch the replay. Make sure that they can be present. It's going to be explosive. And you want to be here next Sunday. Next Sunday, I will be in Nigeria, but we're going to still have Sunday Speaker Series. Why? Because it's Sunday and we have to do Sunday Speaker Series. So mark your calendars, set the alarm, be here on Sunday, every single Sunday, every single Sunday, every single Sunday, every single Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, and 12 noon Pacific. Go ahead. We want to see some emojis. We want to see some fireworks. We want to see some comments. I want you to follow each and every one of them. And, normally I would say follow each and every one of them, but really what I would like is I want you to follow the person that resonates with you. If you don't want to just follow someone, I would say follow all of them. You know why? Because here's the deal. It's not about you. It's so much bigger than you. You may not want or know someone who cares about their social media, but there's somebody that's following you that needs the information. And I want you to become a purveyor. I want you to be a river so you can constantly flow. Don't become a dam. Become a purveyor, a conduit, not a dam. A dam is where the information stops at you. It just stops. That does anyone any good. It is an actual disservice for you to allow the information to stop at you. You're receiving this information free of charge. Your only investment is your time. And if you feel that the time was worth it that you spent here, because I'm looking at the count and people have still been here from the very beginning. No one's left. You haven't left. So that means you're getting value. And if you're getting value, share the value. Sharing is caring. I know Tanisha, she literally left her son's athletic event to be on this call. Stephanie had just got a church spending time with her family. Raksha is like, you know what? I'm resting on Sunday. I'm getting ready for work tomorrow. I'm IT. But she's on and she stayed on. Crystal is actually in and out of a meeting just so she can be here present. Angela just left Grant Cardone for 3 days. And if you spend 3 days with Grant Cardone, you need a break. Her mind is on overload, but she showed up today. So we do not take it lightly. We are giving here. We are being of service. I'm asking that you dispense some social media currency with a follow, a like, a share. And so grab your pen and paper, because you should still have it, right? Grab your pen and paper and let's together write down, because listen up, turn your volume up. Tell your husband to sit down. Tell the kids to go in a room for 2 seconds, or actually have the kids grab a pen and paper and sit and get the knowledge as well, right? So I'm going to turn it over to the doctor of money, Dr. Crystal Gifford. Over to you. Top 3 of how to close this year, these last 90 days out with the bank.
Thank you so much, Tina. So for me, the first thing I can really offer you is to forget everything that you think you already know, and that you think is true, and that you think is your destiny, and that you think is the how, and that you think is the why, and just let go of it all and allow yourself, at least whatever your cycle is, once a month, once a quarter, once a week. I like to look at this at least once a week. Where in my life do I already think I know something that maybe someone who's ahead of me might look back at me and say, well, That's so cute that she thinks that. And so I often look in my journey as I'm mentoring back behind me, oh, that's so cute that you think that. And if you only had this one tweak, it makes everything different. And so think about yourself. What is it that I'm holding to, believing in, that if I just let that go, perhaps there's a bigger truth available for me. Prime example, I was 23 years old when I became a college professor. I didn't know it wasn't possible. And so it happened. The second one is stay close to the inspiration. We are here at the Global Women's Net Speaker event series today because it's inspiring. I couldn't pull myself out of this meeting fast enough to get back here to spend a few more minutes with you because I could have a tiny break between just to be here with you because it's inspiration. So stay close to the inspiration. And the last one I'm going to give to you is be willing to give and hold your no so that you can get to your yes. So those are my three, Dr. Tina. It's such a good place to be here. I feel tapped in, turned on, close. Thank you.
You are welcome. Wow. Be close to the inspiration. I love that. If you want to be warm, right, you got to get close to the fire. You want to be plugged in. Like anything, it will not work unless it's plugged in, and you want to be plugged in. Crystal, will you say there were some pretty powerful women here today?
Oh, Dr. Tina, I couldn't leave it. I was like, okay, I have to go to this meeting. We already planned it. It's good things happening. And, it's a wonderful thing to have two wonderful things happening at the same time in your life. And actually, there are many, right, in our lives as we step up and say yes. But the women here, I'm excited to connect with Angela when I get home in Miami. I'm so excited to meet all of the other speakers more and going forward. I'm coming back to the replay so that I can follow you all. And I heard something about a 21-day social media challenge as I was coming back in. And I said, that's me, because I'm that person going, I want to do it, but I mean, I'm just private. So thank you for that, because no more private. My accounts are not private, but now it's time to just start speaking up, and things are welling out of me and coming out of my spirit and out of my soul. And it's time to just say yes and let them come forward. So thank you for sharing that. I will be there with your 21-day social media challenge.
Yes. I love it. Yes, and yes. I love it. Yes, let's do it. Let's do it together. Because I mean, this is what I do know. If I don't know anything else, I know that magic happens when there's unity. Magic happens when they're in unity. If you think about anything that's been changed in the government, in the world, in society, in your job, in your business, in your family, it's when everyone agrees, when we come together on one accord. And I know that when I see Crystal's, her live or her post, I'm going to go and like it. I'm going to go and engage. The same thing with Stephanie. Like when I go see Stephanie's, I'm going to say, you know what? Yes, that's it. And that's all it takes. It just listen, Margaret Mead said, when a small group of people, just a small group of people creates a movement, just a small group of people. It takes one, just one. So yes, I am on it. Thanks, Tanisha, for that. Thanks, Crystal, for sharing. So now I'm going to turn it over to Stephanie. Stephanie, I want you to share your top 3 of how these ladies and gentlemen that are part of Global Women Speakers, that are here watching, that giving their biggest asset, right, which is their time. That's something we can't get back. We can't put in a safe deposit box. We just won't get it back. So I want you to share top 3 of how to close these last 90 days out with a bang. Over to you.
Okay, so my top 3 for how to make these 90 days like shift and close it strong. Number 1, I'm going to take you straight to a biblical passage, Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision and make it plain. That's talking about clarity. He who reads it will run. That means you need to see that vision every day so that you take action. Now, I'm going to tell you in steps 2 and 3 what those action steps should be. So, number 2, you want to share your results from your services or your products and offers daily. You want to share it so much, because what I have learned is that it's not always the best products, but it's the best known products and services. So share the results, let them know how you can help them, and your offer. What do you have? How can they buy it? How can they purchase it? Share that often. And then number three, the third step you're going to do is you're going to be intentional about connecting, as Dr. Tina said, with like-hearted women or like-hearted men. Be intentional about connecting with them daily. Pick up the phone, go on social media, connect with someone, attend an event, connect with someone daily so that you can build your network. Because I believe that your next big in these 90 days will most likely come from collaboration.
I don't even know what to say. That is so true. I love that. And speaking of collaboration, that's one of the 5 pillars of Global Women Speakers. Our core values here at Global Women Speakers, number one is charity. We do charitable events, whether it's autism, we just participated in the Jardine Spears Autism Golf Tournament, whether it's breast cancer, whether it's Alzheimer's, whether it's domestic abuse, whether it's, you know, human or child trafficking. We participate in all causes. That's number one. Number two is culture, because culture will eat vision for lunch. It's about the culture that you have. Why do people want to work for Fortune 500 companies when there's a daycare and a gym and they get paid for it? They get to bring their kid to work and they get to swipe their badge and not even clock out, but just get compensated for working out. You want to be in a culture that is conducive to growth, support, non judgmental, understanding, and loving, right? Number three is community. We have a community of, Stephanie said it, like hearted women that are here to give a contribution. We know that there is something bigger than ourselves, and we want to give it to the world. Number four is communication. When communication does not happen, it will destroy a marriage. It will destroy peace treaties. It will destroy everything, friendships. It's all about not speaking. Try it. Don't say a word to your husband for 30 days. No word at all. Don't tell your children you love them. That's communication. Don't speak to your child for 30 days. Try it if you want to destroy it. Communication is imperative. Number five, right? Number five is collaboration. We are better together than apart. Together, everyone achieves more.
Absolutely.
2 heads are better than one, right?
Absolutely.
And so thank you so much for sharing that, Stephanie. That is awesome. I want to bring Roxanne up to the forefront because I would love for her to simply share her top 3. I'm just curious. So Stephanie, thank you. Roxanne, over to you.
Okay, hi. So my top 3, I want to pull 3 quotes from my book, Emboldened Women Unapologetically Me. So in my book, I talk about these 3 things, and one of them I already quoted earlier. I want you all to start thinking for next 90 days how you know to not underestimate your power to be you. So never underestimate your power to be you. When I talk about that, that's where I'm talking about you prioritizing yourself, learning to be unapologetically who you are, and focusing on yourself first. And then the second quote I want to leave you with is become what you want to be, not what others think you should be. Again, become what you want to be, not what others think you should be. I think that's very important because you want to start focusing on yourself for 2024. Start to prepare now to say, start to self assess yourself. Am I in the right place? Is this what I want to do? Am I feeling empowered? Do I feel like something is not in the right place with my head and my heart? And how do I get that in the right place? Start to analyze and assess that so that you know you're not doing something because somebody else wants you to do that, but 100% you're going for what you want to do and how you want to do it. And then the third thing I want you to focus on, which is my most favorite, is self-reliance is the greatest power you own. Self reliance is the greatest power you own. I spend a lot of time talking about this in my book about why it is important for women to be empowered. Empowerment is not just about your voice, it's about your financial independence. I truly believe every woman should have strong financial independence. And I kind of like was relating to earlier when we heard Empower Her Money talk from Angela. And I was feeling like, wow, she's just speaking my mind. For me, that self reliance is so important because if you are self reliant, then you take away the power from others to control you. The only time somebody else will control you is when you're dependent on them. So take away that power from others, have that power in you. So three things I want to leave you by again is never underestimate your power to be you. Become what you want to be, not what others think you should be. And self-reliance is the greatest power you own. Don't let others have the control and power for you. Have it on within yourselves. Thank you.
Mm-mm. Mm. Tanisha.
You want me to come behind all of that? That was amazing.
Mm-mm.
That was amazing. So my three would be, first is affirmations. Speak life over your life. We get so caught up in saying what sounds good and what sounds easy. You know, one of the things I heard Dr. Tina say was making six figures in the next 90 days. That doesn't sound very comfortable. Okay. So therefore we won't speak that over our life. And I'm a true believer that life and death is in the power of the tongue. So it may not be a physical death, but it could be the death of your business. It could be a spiritual death or whatever it is. So I've learned to, even when I don't feel like it, even when it don't look like it, I'm going to say exactly what God says about me because I know that to be real. I may not always do it. I may not always see it, but I know it's real because God said it. So I'm going to speak life over my life, and that goes hand in hand with affirmations. Check your circle. Number two, who are you talking to? Who are you telling your dreams to? Who are you telling your goals to? Who is it that you're pouring into? Who's pouring into you? Because whatever comes in is going to come out. And some of us is just, we got to get uncomfortable with the circles that we are around because these circles, again, are comfortable. We cannot be the smartest person in the room. It just does not make sense. How is that going to elevate you? How is that going to push you? And then last but not least is know who you are and know whose you are. As women, for some reason, we are not confident in who we are and whose we are. When you know whose you are, there is no stopping you. As the young lady just said, they just left off. We want to compete. We don't want to congratulate. We don't want to support. Let's learn to complete and stop competing. And that happens when we become confident in who we are because we're not so intimidated by who the next person is. Thank you. And I'm going to sing.
I'm intimidated. I love this. I want to bring all the ladies back on because it was just powerful. I mean, that's just the reality. Ladies, listen, I wish we were all in person so I could just give you guys great big hugs and we can, break bread together, have a brunch, because this has been literally so informative and rewarding at the same time and fun. It's been fun. Why? Because we all operate in our gifts. We are unapologetic and unashamed of who we are and what we bring to the marketplace. We all are operating in our gifts. And I believe that it's safe to say that all of us have learned at least one thing from each other. I know that to be true. And so, like, literally, we've been on this call for 2 hours. It's been 2 hours. And this is funny. And I got to share this with our audience. Each one was like, I could be there for a little bit. I got to do this. I got to do that. And it's been 2 hours. And Crystal is running from one meeting to the other. Angela's like, I got to go first, but she let everybody else go first. She went and she stayed. Like, this is lightheartedness. This is what it looks like. This is what global women speakers look like. This is who we are to the core. And so all the things that were shared to help you bring in a 2024, but close out, because I don't want you to focus on 2024 yet. I want you to say, you know what? This is what I said I was going to do in January of 2023. It's not done yet, and I will not close out this year until I do it. Because it's not what you didn't do, what you should have done, what you could have done. It's what you're getting ready to do. And yes, I know 90 days seems like a short period of time, and it is, but it's how you maximize those 90 days. I was sharing with Global Women Speakers that there's a young lady who is going to be on our Sunday speakers or just come and give a training. She literally made $1 million on Black Friday. I share her story often. She's the creator of a makeup brand. Listen, we have 90 days. She had one day to make $1 million. But what she did before that one day is what catapulted her business to that 1 million. And that's why we're doing the 90-day max. Why? Because we got to be positioned. You got to be positioned. You can't just wake up and say, okay, I'm going to. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to be positioned. And there are prerequisites that you must do to position yourself for that win. The championships, yes, they're made in the fourth quarter. But honestly, the championships are really done and won at practice, in the locker room. It already happens in the mind before they get out there on the field. Period. And so I share that to say, you've heard about Empower Her Money, Embolden Movement. You heard about my vision board kit. You heard about the 21-day social media challenge. You've heard about the 90-day max movement. And I know that there is something in the buffet for everyone. Wherever you see yourself, take advantage of it. Position yourself. Collaborate, lock arms. Follow, schedule a call, send a Facebook message. Do not allow these women that are before you to just be momentarily, be waning, waxing and waning at all. I'm going to ask you to borrow my belief in you. If you don't believe in yourself, I know you can do it. I know you can do a 21-day social media challenge. I know that you can take these last 90 days and sit down somewhere and say, you know what? This has to happen. Have you ever heard the saying, I can, I will, and I must? I can, I will, and I must. I can, I will, and I must make it happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard from each and every woman. And I just want to say before they go, thank you, Tanisha L. Bauman. Thank you, Stephanie Hill Ngenje. Thank you, Rakshan Saeed. Shukriya. Yes, namaste aapka sale.
Oh, wow. You have learned quite a bit.
Yes, I'm learning Hindi and I'm super excited about it. One thing I could tell you to encourage you is to learn languages, learn different languages. You may not even say it correctly. I don't even say names properly in English. I mean, Tanisha's last name is Bowman, and I constantly say Bauman because that's how it's spelled, right? And so I'm learning Hindi and namaste aapka sale. I don't even know if I said it right, but I practice it every time I have the opportunity. Thank you. So I love languages. And so I encourage you to learn a different language. I encourage you to not let your last year of high school or your last year of college be the last time you learned something new. So number one is learn. If you want to close out these last 90 days, I want you to learn a new skill set, a language, new vocabulary words about yourself. Learn. Learning is a broad spectrum. So number one, I want you to learn. And there's a saying we have in our industry that says, once you learn, you remove the L and then you earn. You learn and then you remove the L and then you earn. And then once you earn, you know what happens? You have a social and a moral responsibility. You do. See, being wealthy and having money It comes with a responsibility. A lot of people may not think so, but it does. Because to whom much is giving, much is required. And so you're going to have to give to other people. You're going to have to bless other people. It's not given to you unless it can get through you. That's just the reality. You are simply a conduit, not a dam. And so once you learn, then you earn, like the E, right? Then you earn, and then you have to give. Give of your knowledge, your time as a volunteer, your resources, your advice. You have to. So learn, earn, and give. Those are my top 3. And I'm telling you, with those 3 things, you will crush these last 90 days. So when I say for 90-day max that you will be mentored by 7- and 8-figure income earners, they're at the give part of their businesses. They're coming to give a contribution. I mean, Les Brown can charge $50,000 to $100,000 just simply for 15 minutes. So for him to come for 90-day max and tell you how to deliver, I have a friend that deals with strictly nothing but elevator pitches. She is a wordsmith. For her to come and share and help us with our elevator pitches, becoming better in every aspect of your life causes you to attract more. I want you to become the hunted and not the hunter. I want you to become the hunted and not the hunter. And it's not always about making the money up front right now. No. It's a process. Yes, you can make the now money, but I'm telling you, trust me when I say this. I get excited talking about it because I was the one that I wanted to make it up front. I don't want to wait. It's going to be $900. That's it. That's all. But then one of my mentors who made $1 billion took his company from 0 to $1 billion in 5 years, says, Tina, that's not how you do it. The point of entry should be easy. It's the follow-up. That's where the fortune is. I'm like, I don't have time for the follow-up. I wanted it now. But I'm here to tell you guys and share, ladies and gentlemen, if I may, that I spoke at the University of Johannesburg literally a month ago. There was a young lady who heard me speak on Zoom. She's in Botswana, South Africa. She sent me a message through Messenger. I just found it a couple of days ago. And she said, I heard you speak. It was powerful and transformational. I would love to talk about bringing a chapter of Global Women Speakers to South Africa. I shared it in our Facebook group. And I said, hey, give me a call. When I got a chance to talk to her, do you guys know who she was? She is actually the CEO of Pan-African Chamber of Commerce. What other collaboration could I have thought of on my own? I could not. It's about divine appointment and divine assignment. And so, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my guests, we say thank you. So Tanisha, Rakshan, and Stephanie, do you have any parting words before I tuck you back in the green room? Anyone?
I just want to say that I have immensely enjoyed meeting all of you amazing women. I thank you, Dr. Tina, for inviting me, for giving me this opportunity to share on your platform. And I also wanted to make sure that your audience knows that we created a special code for my vision board kit for your audience. And so they just have to put in the word global at checkout and they will get about almost $30 off the regular price.
Wow. Just for us. I love it. Put global. Only if you're watching this are you going to know the code word global, and we'll give you a discount code for my vision board kit. And here's the deal. I want you to go get the vision board kit. She was not paid to be here. She gave up her time freely, and she's given a discount off her product. So here's the deal. You can use it for your family. You can use it for your kids. You can actually have a vision board party and use my vision board kit. There's so many things that you can do. Literally, it's limitless, honestly. And it's already done for you. You don't have to go buy the magazines and have paper and trash all over them. Listen, go get my vision board kit. put in the code global. And you know what? Matter of fact, let's see who's watching. If someone is watching us live, I will personally purchase one for you. So Roxanne, Tanisha, if you guys can send messages to your followers, send them a message, whatever, tell them that we're having a free giveaway, and we'll wait 5 minutes so I can give it away to someone. I don't want to wait until someone catches a replay. I want to deal with someone that's present. There is something about being present and being in the room. So whoever comments from the Facebook group, whoever comments in the Facebook group, comments on YouTube, comments on LinkedIn, and we see it, because if you comment on Facebook or YouTube, we can see it here in the chat, right? I shared Crystal's website. It came up on YouTube. Dr. Judy was in Facebook. So we can see whoever put something either in the Facebook group or on YouTube. I want to bless you with a My Vision Board kit, a My Vision Board kit. Yes. All right. And so while we're doing that, Roxanne, do you have any parting words? Whoever goes and put a hashtag My Vision Board kit, I will purchase one and give it away because I like to do giveaways. All righty. So with Roxanne, do you have any departing words?
Yeah, so I think this was really nice, Tina, for you to invite me here. I know most of my Sundays are pretty busy with the family today. I made time for it, but I'm really glad I did because it was really nice to listen into all the great women here today. I learned so much from every one of you, but also what I got out of this was we all have a common theme. Each of us believes in self-reliance. Each of us believes in empowering ourselves and other women around us. So I really thought this was really nice, even though each of us have a different facet of what we are focusing on, but there is a commonality in regards to all of us wanting to support, enhance, empower one another. So thank you all women who are here today. I felt really inspired just listening into each one of you.
Wow, that's awesome. Tanisha Bowman.
This was absolutely amazing. I am actually having a vision board party, so I'm excited to use my kit and for the vision board party. I know it's going to be amazing, but I think this has been absolutely amazing. This is what collaboration looks like. Thank you, Dr. Tina, for providing the space for women to be able to come on, learn, grow, show, and collaborate. Absolutely amazing. I'm excited about whoever do decide to join the 21-day challenge as well. I know it's going to be amazing. So thank you.
Yes, 21-day social media challenge is going to be awesome. I can tell you. I went and I paid my $30 because what I do know is that $1 a day, and I can build my visibility. I can have more exposure. I can reach more people. And more importantly, there's a saying, learn, do, teach. I get to learn it. I get to do it. And as we have success with it, we get to teach it to our followers, to our clients, etc. Does that make sense? Learn, do, teach all day long. Learn, do, and teach. Well, Tanisha, thank you so much. 21-day video challenge. I'm excited. Go to TanishaBauman.com. Tanisha, can you change your name to your website really quickly?
Yes, let me see.
Yes, thank you for that. Yes.
They don't have me on here looking like I don't know how to use social media, and I'm doing this.
Well, you know what? Guess what? You don't even have to do it because you know what you did do?
What?
You know what you already did? You already put it, it's already in the chat. It's already there. You already put it up there. It's up there right now. Let me know if you see it. TanishaBauman.com. There you go. TanishaBauman.com. See, because being the technical person behind the scene is not the same as simply garnering, the attention and attracting 155,000 followers on social media. So TanishaBauman.com, TanishaBauman.com. Also, make sure you go to myvisionboardkit.com. And if you loved anything that you saw here, anything, we want you to go to globalwomenspeakers.com. We want you to follow us on Instagram, globalwomenspeakers.com, Facebook, Global Women Speakers 2023. It has been a blast. I'm hungry. I don't know about these other ladies, but I went to Ruth Chris last night and I have some leftover lamb chops. I know. I should eat lamb. I shouldn't eat meat, but I want some lamb chops. So I am going to enjoy it. Tanisha, thank you so much for being here. You are a jewel, and I am honored. I am honored that you chose Global Women Speakers to be a part of your journey in your business strategy and in being a global icon. Thank you so much for that. And Stephanie, OMG, thank you so much for being here. My vision board kit, go check it out. We are going to get it. Global is a discount code. Global is the promotional code because there is no discount. It's just a promotion right now strictly for this series. So thank you so much for that. And I don't know if I still have Roxanne here, but she, I love her dearly. From the first day that I met her, I have been totally enthralled with her, and I would do whatever it takes to make sure that I help her take the emboldened movement global. And so go check her out at emboldened.com. Her book is Emboldened Woman, or Emboldened. You could just Google her. You can search for her. You can find her on Facebook. And so, ladies and gentlemen, as I said before, I have had an absolute blast. It's been phenomenal to be aligned with women who are simply like-hearted, people who are making a contribution, people who know that it's so much bigger than themselves. It's so, literally, it's such a breath of fresh air. There is nothing like it. And so Global Women Speakers is the #1 platform for women entrepreneurs to share their message, sell their products and their services, and network with women globally. If you feel that you have a message, you have a product, and you know the world can use it, and you feel that it's your time and your turn, then go to globalwomenspeakers.com, complete our intake form, and we will love to put you on stages around the globe. Now, today is Sunday. It's our 40th episode. I want you to give you a personal invitation to come back next Sunday for our 41st episode of Sunday Speaker Series, sponsored by Global Women Speakers. And any of you that will love to speak on a global stage, physically or virtually, I want to personally invite you to speak in Nigeria. I will be leaving on Wednesday to Nigeria, and I will be speaking there on the 7th. And on the 8th, we have a virtual conference. We will love to have you. Sis, it is your time to let the world hear your message. It is time for you to share your gift internationally. The word says to go into the nations. Go into the nations. It is time for you to be unmuted, unashamed, and unapologetic. It is your birthright to show up in every room as if you were meant to be there. I'm ecstatic about what's happening. I'm excited not just for our 41st episode, but I'm excited for the 90-day max. Go to 90daymax.com, 90daymax.com, 90daymax.com. Step up. It is time for you to take responsibility for your business, your family, your mission, your vision, and your life. And you can do that with the 90-day max. My name is Dr. Tina D. Lewis. I am stoked. I'm ecstatic. I'm fulfilled. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that I'm going to face obstacles. I know that I'm going to make mistakes. I know that people will come and I know that people will go. But what I also know unwavering is that I'm operating in my mission. And the same God who gave me the business ideal will give me the success that I desire. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you. Shukriya. Gracias. Thank you so much from the top of my heart. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. I ask that God bless you, God bless your family, and God bless your dreams. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye. Bye.